Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast, your weekly dose of, yes, you missed me. I know you did, but I'm back. Thank God. I'm your boy, Matthew, aka Lefty Lucky, and I'm here, as always, with...
Jamali.
I'm here. Jamali.
Well, take your time, guys. Any day now. Any day now.
There's no specific order.
Jason behind the controls, and our guest.
Well, how about you let our regular host announce himself first?
I already announced myself.
Do it properly this time, please. Thank you.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not following your steps.
Well,
Go
relax.
ahead.
Now's not the time to get hostile. Announce yourself properly, please.
Yo, what's up? It's Andre, Dre Day, aka 87.
Jamali's here, but he's being a bit hostile. We're just going to leave him on the side.
Mm.
Yes, Dre is here. I was going to be the one to introduce him because that's what you do when you have a guest, but our regular co-hosts, as per usual, are not on the same page.
He's gone a little mute.
A little? He's on his phone, probably texting his Hooters.
Leave Jamali. Leave Jamali alone. leave
Glad
Jamali
it's my
alone.
first crack at the game today.
Guys, it's been a long fucking 2 weeks that I've missed you all so fucking much. And unfortunately, it's 1 week and then next week I'm not going to be here again. But although last week they didn't tell you guys, I'm going to be candid and transparent as ever. Last week, unfortunately, I lost my grandmother. She passed away. That's why I wasn't here. And it was just like a family fucking crisis. Had to step away for a bit and just make sure the things at home were proper and set and fit, and things are still going on. But just know I'm here today. That's what matters. And then next week when I'm not here, at least you got a heads up that I won't be here, so please still tune in.
Dude, I'm here. They'll tune in for me.
For who?
They'll tune in for me. I'm the MVP.
No, they'll tune in because I told them to.
I'm the MVP.
Only 2 of the 3 Musketeers, huh?
Hey, listen, I'm the Black Ghostbuster. I make everything happen behind the scenes. That's what it is, dog.
No, he does. I'll give Jason that. He works fucking hard behind the scenes, and he does what the fuck he has to do, and I respect him for it. And like I said, like, my grandmother passed away honestly, it wasn't something that was expected at the time that it happened, so I had to take a step back and just deal with personal family shit because at the end of the day, family comes first for me, and all these guys know that. Andre is our guest, but like I've known this kid since we were like 15, 16 years old. Like,
Yep. Bad for you.
He's not even a friend. Like, he's a fucking brother. Jamali, shut your fucking mouth.
Hey,
Hey,
respectful.
shut your fucking... I'm trying to have a moment right here, and you're talking
You always trying to have
over
a
my
moment.
fucking moment. Please, sit there in silence for once in your fucking life.
Oh, Lord, bro.
How about you do that?
Check
Either way,
yourself.
fam, got your back always. Don't worry about
Exactly. And you know,
Check
like I
yourself.
said, like I had to take a step back, do what needs to be done for family, and was taking care of that. And like I said, next week I'm not going to be here, but I wanted to come back this week just to do what I do best because this makes me happy. And like I love talking to you guys. I love being here with the guys, even though we like bump heads all the time. But that's what happens when you have brothers, man.
it. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Brothers fight, but
You fight, you make up.
we stop fighting. We open up a fucking beer and we laugh about the fact that we were fighting in the first place. So
Yeah,
fuck
man.
it.
You got brothers here, hold it down. The show must go on.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
All right.
the way I love to start the episode, the way you guys didn't start the episode last week. How was your week? How's your mental health? How are things going on?
Oh, this is going to be a long... When you hear the...
Oh, it's going to be a fucking long episode. How's
You-
the mental health?
You're here to criticize what me and Jason did last week.
Everything.
I'm ready. I'm here, dog. I'm
nitpicking
ready.
as fuck,
Just
bro.
because I'm in the
I'm
controls,
ready.
I'm ready.
I'm nitpicking as fuck.
I've-
How is the mental health, Jamali?
It was great until I spoke to you.
You're
on
a hater as
Thursday.
fuck.
After I found out that you're okay, your next set of conversation that we had,
I will say that though. Jamali reached out. I will give him that. He reached out. He was like,
what
"Yo,
am I
is
not
everything
supposed to
good?"
reach out?
But that's how brothers do, man. Like,
And then you reach back out with your hateful behavior.
no, that's
when you knew it was okay. That's when you knew it was okay.
Because in the text, you asked me how I was doing.
Yeah, you
and
did.
like, straight up
You said you're fine, and then next thing my Instagram
in the
blew
group
up.
chat. Exactly.
Ah,
In the group chat, it was all about the podcast. It was
Got
all
real at that
business.
point.
It was all business at that point.
ew. My mental health was great. I had a good week. Could always be better, but you got to be grateful. You live to see another one.
Thank God. Thank God for that.
Amen.
Andre, how's your mental health?
It's pretty good now. I had a rough last week, unfortunately, with a little bit of a car accident with my mom, but we're both doing fine. She's on the mend, so thank God we're both here. So I'm happy, and life goes on.
That's good, man. You good?
That's what's up.
That's good to hear, man. As long as
I'm fine. I'm usually always fine.
No one cares, Jason.
Everyone cares.
You're too far away.
I'm the MVP. Oh, I'm the MVP.
Tyloo?
Of who?
Mhm.
Of what?
Mama mentality, man. Kobe.
Wow.
Kobe.
Wow, Andre, please. Andre, you're the other Laker fan here. Please.
Hey, Kobe had Shaq, right?
Kobe.
No, take one.
He's definitely Shaq, right?
Maybe Gasol. Maybe Meta World
Shows up
Peace.
to OTAs out of shape.
Not even,
Meta World Peace? Trying to keep the peace?
He's
Still a
Von
champion.
Exo, bro.
He might be
Still-
borderline Lamar Odom, bro.
No.
Still a champion.
No. He's not going down that route. Come on now. Let's
He's
give him
Van
credit.
Exo, bro. Or Rick Fox, one of the two.
Still champion.
No, you're Van Exo. That's who you are. He's not a
Van Exo.
champion.
Why you mad? Why you mad, dog?
Eddie Jones.
No.
Eddie Jones still a champion
Eddie Jones a champ?
with the Heat.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's very true. But we're talking about Eddie Jones with the Lakers.
Eddie Jones was a baller with the Lakers.
Yeah, on
I don't
top.
mind.
Yeah, that's where Kobe learned from. But, you know.
Where he
Among
got his
others,
game from.
maybe, yeah.
Where he got his game from.
You know.
All right,
talk.
let's start this.
It's real talk. All right.
So we're gonna start with
Let me
20
start with my fucking grievances. Let me
What
just get them
grievance?
out the way.
Oh,
Let me just get them out the way so we can have a proper fucking episode.
All right, here we go.
Oh, yes.
And look, let me
Brace
just air my
yourself.
shit out. Please don't interject until I say it's time to interject. And by the way, I'm a bit sick, so if I cough, sneeze, sniffles, whatever,
Listen to this
suck it the
guy.
fuck up.
I should keep the camera just on Jamali to see his reaction.
No, honestly, do it. But
These are
every now
future
and then,
memes right here.
I
Future
might
memes
be
or
a-
gifts.
I might be a bit animated at times, so pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Last week's episode, great job, guys. Glad you did it. Like, because sometimes I know you like to take days off when I'm not here, but I'm happy that you guys actually showed up, and you did a fucking good job. Don't get me wrong. Look, the only places where I felt that there were things that, from the outside looking in, it felt like you didn't do enough research. The first one, which is my lightest grievance, the whole Black History Month, where people only give a fuck about like supporting black business and black excellence during February. Jamali, you said based on your social media, and for that, I don't know your social media. I don't know what your timeline shows, so I can't knock that whatsoever.
What you did, though.
Hold on. Hold on.
You back.
Like I said, let me get my grievance out before you interject.
Listen, Jamali, don't worry about it. Let's listen.
Just listen.
Okay.
Because I'm not trying to bash you right now. I'm just trying to show you how a false narrative can look from the outside looking in. So you were on here and you were saying how like you look at your timeline and the only time you've ever heard people like promote black excellence and promoting like black business and we need to support our own is in February. And for me, I felt that was almost a slap in the face of what we do here because we have promoted black business and black promotion here. We have promoted black excellence here on this podcast. We've had Akeem come on here. We've had Max come on here. We had Mira LaFlaga come on here with Ash Graphics. Like we've had so many people come on here, and like even outside of black, we've had Bunty come on here, who's a person of color. He's Sikh, if I'm not mistaken, or Hindu, one of the two. We've had people of color, black people come on here and promote themselves and show, and it didn't happen in a February. It's happened throughout the year that we were doing it, and we promoted the work. We've had Akeem come on here multiple times. He's a comedian. We've promoted him. We've supported his progress. We've talked about his growth in the business. So for you to say that people only promote black business in a form of February and Black History Month, I felt like it was a false narrative. And as you said with your social media, I can't judge that because I don't see your social media. I don't know your timeline. So if you only see that in February, that's for you. That's personal. But when it comes to what we do here, and just from the scope of what we do, it's a false narrative.
Absolutely not. So you can my statement was about my timeline. I never said what we do here as a podcast. And if I wouldn't single us out like that and say, oh, we only do this because it's February. I said, based on my timeline, this is when I see most people posting about black working together, want to build empires and all this shit. I would never say that about us. And it was a conversation about the general public in my social media space. So it's not a false narrative. When you say it's a false narrative, it's like me saying, oh, black people only come together when, you know, like let's say a police kill a black kid. That would be a false narrative. But when I say it's based on my personal thing, for you to say that it's false narrative, I don't agree.
Understand something,
you're
though.
entitled to your own opinion.
Like I said, I listened to the episode. You mentioned your social media, but you said as a whole, it only happens in February. That's
on
why
my timeline, it was clearly said.
Jamali, as I'm saying, when I listened to the episode, your wording, and it's all about your wording here. That's what I'm focusing on because, like I said, I'm not using this as a matter of bashing you and saying that what you said was a lie. I'm saying me bringing up what we do here is a matter of saying the way you spoke about Black History Month and why you don't like the way people approach it.
But we don't represent everybody, bro. So even if you're taking that angle,
I'm not saying we're.
No, but you're saying it's a false narrative. Let's focus on
why
you're saying it's on a false narrative. Right, but you're singling on what we do here.
If you
go the black world is greater than this.
But Jamal, if you go and say, yeah, I see this on my social media, but then on top of that, you're saying how people only want to come together at this and within this time frame, and then you don't mention what we do. You don't mention what you actually see that is outside of just your purview of social media. Wait. You don't mention that? It sounds as if, and that's what I'm getting to. It sounds as if you're saying, based on your social media and based on the fact that this is the trend that you see, it makes it seem as if you're saying this is the whole of your understanding of how people treat Black History Month. I'm not saying that you went out of your way to be like, this is how every single fucking person treats that. I'm not saying that at all.
And it clearly,
it's the wording that you used that made it seem
and it was clearly
the way you saw it, and you continuously were like, it's my opinion, it's my opinion. Saying it's my opinion doesn't make it fact or doesn't make it acceptable, especially if what you're saying isn't accurate.
Wait a second,
what on
Jamali,
my timeline you're telling me it's not accurate? The beginning of this, hold on, I let you speak.
Yeah.
The beginning of my statement clearly says what I see on my social media, and then the rest of my me talking on this was expanding on my social media.
No, it wasn't. You used social media as an example.
Give me the part where I said what?
I'm not gonna pull.
No,
it
but
up
to be
now.
fair,
like,
to be fair, Jamali said that this is the most I've seen on my timeline of Black excellence.
Exactly.
He was specifically using his timeline.
You said this is the most you've ever seen anybody.
So how is that false narrative, bro?
It's a false narrative because that's only your specific purview of how you see things.
But I clearly speculated that.
But what
I clearly specifically said that.
You can say that, but then our listeners will be like, well, you've had guests on your show.
They're not on my fucking timeline, bro.
But understand, I'm not arguing your timeline here. I'm arguing the wording that you use.
Basically semantics. Like some people take the perception.
Well, I can't control what people.
Yeah, but you have to understand. Jamali can't.
But how can I control? How can I control what you listen and translate it to? I can.
If you're gonna use that narrative of this is what I'm seeing now, you have to also show the balance of this is what actually goes on. But you didn't do that.
No, but
I don't have to do that.
Which is why I had
you want to do that. You could do that. I don't have to do that.
I want to do that because I like to be transparent. And I like to make sure anything I bring up to our listeners. I wasn't
challenging the togetherness within the Black community.
But anything I bring up to the listeners, I like to make sure they have an understanding of this might be the point of view of me, but then there are perspectives that maybe I don't understand, but I'm going to
all right, let me say something here. But you have to understand what Jamali is coming from. Jamali can't think and speak for everyone. He's only speaking for himself. And if other people want to perceive something in a certain way, that's on them. That's not Jamali's thing. I'm
not saying Jamali has to speak for everyone.
But he doesn't have to.
You are saying that by coming out
to say that protect yourself.
But I did. I clearly preferenced my statement by saying this is what I see on my timeline.
Because if you take a hard stance and you're saying, oh, the way people use Black History Month to promote Black essence is the only time I see it is in February.
Right.
That's a statement that you're saying outside of February.
Nobody cares.
There's no
Nobody
black
talks
exit.
about
Okay,
it. Yeah.
But nobody talking.
I'm glad you bring that
and you
point
use
up.
the mention of in May if we meet each other in a club, someone bumps into me, they're going to want to shoot me in the head.
Yeah, I heard that exactly.
But is he wrong?
But
is
am
he
I
wrong?
wrong?
Is he wrong?
If you're
Yes, you're wrong.
No, he's
Okay,
not.
but
Because
hold on.
and
Okay,
I,
hold
and
on.
remember
No.
what I said in the group chat. As somebody who
That's not a false narrative, bro.
no, as somebody who doesn't go out much, as somebody who
Right.
only sees the view based on your timeline, for you to say if I go out in May and somebody bumps into me, they're gonna shoot me in the head.
All right,
That's fucking bullshit.
Jamali.
Okay, hold on a second.
And I
No,
have
hold
to
on.
call you out.
No, it's not
fucking
bullshit.
It is.
Okay, so in the clip that you're referring to, what was
No,
Jason's
not the clip. I'm referring to
the whole thing?
podcast itself.
Okay, so what did Jason say before I stated that comment?
Jason was laughing like
No,
fucking crazy, but
that's
before-
my point. Jason says Black History Month panders to black
Pandas,
people.
yeah.
Pandas,
Pandas to black
yeah.
people.
Which I'm not against that. I'm not against him saying that. Don't get me wrong here. Because like I said, in what you said, I'm willing to take some of those arguments and say, yes, there are some accuracies to it.
Right,
I'm not saying what you said is completely wrong. I'm saying the way you worded it
right.
had a false narrative.
Not at all.
That's what I'm
How
saying.
many times you been in a club and something stupid happened and then there's a fight break out? And it's over dumb shit.
Are we speaking recently or what? Because
Well,
not
Doesn't matter if it's
often.
recently; it can happen
I'm
anytime.
just saying not often.
So are you saying in February
Not
nothing's
often.
going to happen?
It shouldn't happen at
And
all.
maybe it's the places I go to, but not often.
Well, yeah, because it's probably predominant white. But anyways, what I'm saying
Don't
is,
make that assumption of me.
I'm just saying.
Don't make that assumption of me.
I just did. But anyways, as I was saying,
But you see, saying something like that,
because now
you're automatically putting black people down.
I'm not putting black people down.
You
This
go to
is the
white
truth.
places, that's why nothing
Yeah.
happens. No, you're literally saying if I were to go to a place
No,
that's predominantly
that's not
black,
what I'm saying.
something would. That's literally what you just said.
Because your statement was, if it was in May that two black people bump into each other, they might want to shoot each
'Cause
other in the
that's what
head.
you said.
So if I'm saying you go to a place that is predominantly
is
white,
literally
there's
what you
not
said.
much black engagement. That's what I'm saying. You're taking shit, twisting it to fulfill whatever
No.
narrative you're trying to have.
I'm saying what you said and saying the inaccuracies in it.
All right,
Okay.
but you have to listen. You have to
I
understand
don't really
something.
care, bro. I
I
don't
wanna say
disagree.
I've gone to parties that are predominantly black,
And so have I.
and I haven't had any fucking issues.
And
But for
so
you
have
to
I.
say, especially when you're making this commentary about the way people perceive Black History Month, and then your immediate contrast is, yeah, go out in May and someone bumps into you and they want to shoot your fucking head off. You're essentially putting down your own fucking people.
All right,
I'm not putting
all right,
down anybody,
Jamali,
bro.
You're
let me-
saying
let me
they're
ask this.
likely to have more conflict
Yeah.
than white if they're at a white club.
But if you're in a group full of,
Especially when you make
if
that
you're in a
comment.
group, right, and you're in a group predominantly of people of yourself,
Of colors, yeah.
no, yourself,
Okay,
whether,
okay, yeah,
whether you're
okay.
Chinese, whether you're Indian, whether you're whatever you is,
Okay.
there's more likely that you're gonna have conflict amongst yourselves, right?
I don't
Why?
feel that
Over
way.
what?
No,
Just
not
because
at all.
they're different?
I don't
Why,
feel
why
that
can't
way.
two
I don't feel
Caucasian
that way at
people
all.
be in a setting and they have an issue? Alcohol could be a factor and they have a dispute.
honest to God,
Why does it have to be?
Do not feel that way at all.
Okay, but listen to what I'm saying, Andre.
Yeah.
Okay, because if I'm in a place like, okay, as a black person, if I live in a black neighborhood,
Yeah.
most of my engagements are with black people,
Yeah.
right? Most of my conflict could potentially be with the people of my same kind.
Yeah,
Just like
that's
if I'm in
true.
right. So that's what I'm saying in general, that when you're in a neighborhood with black people and it's Black History Month, it's a positive thing.
Okay.
But then sometimes, outside of this month, so to speak, like we forget that we're brothers. We're supposed to work together. We get so ignorant and we do things to each other that we should be rationalizing this year round. Like we shouldn't be out doing shit like that to each other.
And I want to say
Agreed.
something as well.
That's what I'm saying.
What Jamal is saying, he's absolutely right, because when you see things like people are always wondering, why is there so much crime in black
Chicago,
neighborhood,
for example.
in Chicago. Well, if it wasn't for segregation and other people concentrating black people in
No,
one
it's not
part-
that, but-
it's the truth. It's
But
the
you
truth.
don't Lanky.
We can pick any fucking high stakes place in the white community that has high crime
That's
and
my
use
point.
that as
That's the
exact
point he's
same
making.
example
But that's
that
my
people
point.
do
I'm
in
saying,
Chicago.
That's
if
the
you're
point he's making.
interacting
To
with predominant,
use that as an example of, yeah, like Chicago has high crime. Yeah, there's white neighborhoods that have high crime as well.
I'm sure in Wisconsin there's a white neighborhood
Like,
where there's
don't-
a high level of white on white crime.
But for you to go out of your way to be like, oh, you probably only party with white people,
Bro, now you
what the fuck does that mean?
bro, now you tripping, bro. I'm not.
That's
even,
what you said.
I said that, but you took it literally when I fully give you an explanation thereafter.
That is literally what you said. How am I not supposed to take it literally when that's
Did I
literally
not
what you said?
expanded on that after to clarify what I meant?
Yeah.
So then stop being a bitch and fucking listen to what I'm saying.
There you go.
No, because you're
No,
literally
I'm not.
nitpicking at some. Did I not expand?
Like I said, pick your words right.
Okay.
No. You can't say pick his words right.
Right.
How can I not say pick his words right? This is what he's saying.
But I expanded.
This is what
but did I
he's
not
saying.
clarify when you brought it up? I said,
this
okay.
is what he's gonna say. Yes, I have to take him at his word.
But did I not
Jamali,
take the moment
I'm going
and
to
clarify
take him
it?
at his word. You clarified it, and at the end of the day, it's the same argument because you brought up Chicago.
I'll
Like
explain
the
it.
fuck.
All right,
Okay.
Matthew.
Whatever.
What you have to understand is what Jamali says and what you perceive to him being saying. He can say it a certain way. I understand what Jamali's saying, but what you're saying, you're taking it to the extreme. Like if you don't agree with it, you can't say he's wrong.
I'm not.
You just said he has a false narrative.
I did not say
if
he's wrong.
If you disagree,
I said
with
he
a person,
needs to watch the words he say because it creates a false narrative. A
So
false narrative doesn't mean everything you said is wrong. It means it can be taken wrong.
But
that's what a false
But I
narrative
can't control how people want to interpret that.
You can't control.
But you can control your words to make sure that is the best definition of what you're trying to say.
That's your opinion.
That's subjective,
that's
bro.
Your opinion,
Jason,
dog.
No,
Jason,
that's not a matter of
So let
opinion.
Andre say
That's a matter of fact.
let Andre say what he has to say.
no, but Jason, the thing is, like, I understand both angles because
Right.
basically he's saying that why does it feel like only segregated certain clubs of certain ethnicity that you would have issues and other clubs you won't have issues? Like it shouldn't be. I understand there. It's perceived that okay, there's more conflict between black people in the club or fight or something along those lines, but it doesn't mean at a white club other people can't get into arguments.
But Andre, what you have to understand is, I'll explain to you.
Yeah.
There's less of us in this country, so
Yes,
it's more
I understand
pronounced.
that.
So when they say a lot of stuff, black people, it's hyped up to 10 times the level of what it is, and because of it's hyped up, it could be the same. It could be the same percentage in the white club, Indian club, Chinese club, whatever. But because there's less of us, and because of the country's history, slavery, and everything, it makes us look worse.
But
And
also, from a simplistic perspective, right? What I'm, in other words, like I'm saying, like if I say, for example, I don't want to go out. I'm Irish, and I don't go out on Paddy's Day because Irish people get like my fellow Irish men get drunk and they act crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's a likelihood of it happening because it's predominantly Irish people, not predominantly, but it's an Irish.
But
celebration.
everyone could be out of control, not just the Irish, obviously. Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying there's. In that moment, it's where most Irish
it's
people
highlighted.
come forward,
Yes,
They're
okay,
highlighted.
right? It's the same thing as if people say like, "Oh, I don't like to go to Jump Up or Caribana because black people do this." It's
And that's
where
what I
most
say.
black people congregate at one time, predominantly within the year.
But people don't have
I'm
to
not
split-
saying
yeah.
this is a general
When's the last time
statement,
you've been to Caribana?
bro. This is my point. You're taking everything I say, dissecting it to the minuscule level.
Yes,
Okay,
I am.
I'm done with this conversation.
Yes, I am
I'm done
because
with this
that's what
conversation.
people do.
I'm done with this conversation.
No, people don't do that.
I'm
That's
done
what
with this
probably you
conversation.
do. People don't always do
People
that.
do.
Lanky speaks
The
for
reason
everybody,
I'm bringing
and
this
everybody
up is because people were listening to our episode and were telling me, "Yo, what the fuck is going on with this
Dude,
conversation over here?"
my cousin's husband said Jamali was 100% right.
One fucking person. Good for him.
But he's the one in free dumb where freaking Martin Luther King got
there's other
shot. He
people-
knows it.
there's other
Good for fucking him. One person.
One person
what makes-
doesn't
what
define
makes your
everyone.
point-
One person doesn't make the group.
What makes
Okay, but your
point-
three friends make the whole world, right?
I didn't say three.
But I don't give a fuck what your
But
friends
what I'm
think.
saying is,
But what I'm
if
saying
there's
to
a
you,
majority of people that are
a
coming to me and
majority
saying
spoke
this,
to you. What if
I'm
I had a
bringing
bunch
it to you
of
because when I listened to it for myself and I heard what you said, I didn't think you were wrong. I
So-
said the wording you used was why many
let me ask you a
people had
question.
grievances.
Did you take the time and explain it to your friends?
I spoke to them.
Okay, and did they understand where I'm coming from?
Exactly. Because I spoke to them. I was like, I know Jamali personally. I know the type of person he is. And I know the way he meant it. But the way he spoke it and the words he used,
I can't please
Came off a
everybody. I'm
different way.
sorry.
But you,
which is why I'm coming to you and saying it felt like a false narrative.
but-
No, you
Matthew,
didn't say it felt, bro.
Matthew,
You said
Matthew.
it was.
you can't say that, because your friend said something, it didn't agree with them, so Jamali was saying it was a false narrative. It's
No,
what they perceive.
What I said was,
whatever they
spoke
perceive,
to me and talked to me about it. When I heard it,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
no, it does matter because
But
they're
that
saying
doesn't
when they
matter.
came to me. No, I'm telling you.
But he
When
listened to
I
himself.
heard
He
it,
listened
when
for
I
himself
listened to
after.
it, I was the one who dubbed it a false narrative. Me.
But
it wasn't a false narrative.
They came to me and said they didn't like the things he said.
What did they like?
When
could you
I heard
specify?
it, I said it was a false narrative.
All right, I heard what you just said.
Me.
They didn't like the things he said. Was any of the things he said false?
I literally just told you. I felt like it was a false narrative.
No, that's what I asked you. I asked you, did any of the things what Jamali said was false?
If I'm telling you it sounded like a false narrative, that means...
I asked you, was it?
Jason, listen.
Listen to
Absolutely. Yes or no?
Jason,
listen what you have to say.
Me saying it sounded like a false narrative means there were facts and truth in what he's saying. The way he worded it made it sound wrong. That's what a false narrative is.
So what he said was true then? Because you can't say yes or no. It's a yes or no question.
Because I can have all the intentions of doing something correctly, but the way I execute it is wrong.
Yeah, if you don't get it out the right way.
Still,
Jason,
let
stop.
him, hold on.
Please.
Let him talk.
At not one point have I looked at Jamali and said everything you said was wrong.
But what did I say that was wrong? Could you point that out for me, please?
All I'm saying is the way you went about talking about Black History and
not the
and
way,
like you said, with your social media, it's your purview. It's the way you see your social media, and I can't argue that.
Okay, so what did I say that was wrong? Or that could be perceived as wrong?
When you said, based on what you see on your timeline of Black excellence only pops up in February.
Right.
And that people supporting businesses and wanting discounts in February.
I never said discount.
There was something about, I can't
along
remember
those lines, not word for word.
I can't remember verbatim.
I said people go to Black businesses year round and they want discounts. That's what I said.
Okay, that's what you said.
Right.
But in you saying that and saying how like there's this promotion of it only in February, that's where I felt it was wrong. That's where I felt it was a false narrative.
You felt that it was wrong.
I felt it was a false narrative.
Okay, so again, I'm gonna.
That's where I felt.
Let me. I just want you to clarify this. Are you saying what I'm saying was wrong? Because and then I want you to define what's a false narrative.
And I'll tell you why. The reason I don't feel it's wrong because yes, in February, in Black History Month, Black people will go the extra mile because this is our fucking month, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you don't see nothing wrong.
I don't. That's wrong? I do not think there's anything wrong with Black people going extra fucking hard on our own month. I don't think.
I want to hear why he thinks it's wrong. Why do you think?
I think it's wrong because we're Black every fucking day, bro. We shouldn't just go hard on 1 month. We should go hard year round. Every single day we wake up, we're Black. We're not Blacker in February.
Okay, but then you could say women have National Women's Day, so every day they should go hard. It shouldn't be about women's issues only on Women's Day. You can say for every day.
Aboriginals have a month.
Okay, but
Aboriginals have a month. First Nations people have a month as well.
My point.
They should go hard 24/7.
Just to tell your mom you love her and do all that extra.
No,
thank you. That's exactly what I'm saying. You don't wait till Mother's Day to express your love and your deepest appreciation to your mother.
But the point for it to be excessive and expressed
commercialized.
Okay.
Commercial. Yeah, you can call it commercialized. No, you can call it commercialized. I'm not going to argue that at all.
Bro, you have your own choices. I have my own.
I'm telling you.
But I don't give a fuck what you are saying.
You can call it commercialized. I'm not arguing that.
Right.
But you saying because people embrace it
that it's
and
wrong.
cherish it.
I never said it was wrong.
Like you coming up on a negative connotation. You have a negative connotation about it.
It's a negative connotation, which is the false narrative.
It's not bro. It's like me saying, okay, for example, right? You have a son. Year round, your son disrespectful, but on Father's Day he want to come show you the most motherfucking love.
So you don't want to have it. You don't want to have it.
No, bro.
Okay.
Keep the same energy. Right? You don't talk to somebody year round and they're gonna message you on your birthday, happy birthday, stay blessed, stay this, stay. You think that's your real friend?
No, but I still appreciate the fact that they spent 2 minutes
to reach out. We're different people. I don't fuck with that.
Outside of this conversation in general, I'm saying this from my view. 24/7, 365, I see Black excellence.
Well, that's good.
No, just let me speak. I see Black excellence. I see Black business being promoted. I see people pushing each other forward. I see collaborations. We've done it ourselves. It's not something that only happens in February. And I get where you're coming from. Don't think I'm bringing this up to put you down on what you said.
I don't feel that way.
Jamali, wait. I'm saying this is me. This isn't about our conversation right now. I'm saying this is separate from our conversation. I see these things. I see the way it goes. I've worn clothing from Black people on this show. We've had Black people on this show promoting the thing from where I stand, okay?
But Matthew,
let him finish.
Outside of this conversation,
let him finish.
This is nothing to do with what we just talked about. I'm saying from me.
I know.
From where I stand, I see it. I see it all year round. I see people collaborating with each other. I see people bigging up their businesses, black on black, spreading that love. I see it.
All right. Can I say something?
That's it.
Can I say something? Remember, you were the one that said, oh, we have to pay them an ad for anything like that. When we came to Pure Luck, Pure Trash, when Akeem was here actively saying Fashion Nova got his jeans on someone who said, no, we don't support that. They have to give us an ad.
I was cracking jokes then.
Bro,
I
you
don't know
said it
that.
so many times.
You said it so many
You
times.
said it so many
Pure
times.
Luck X clothing on this show so many times and never.
Well, you were the Took once.
Never, no, more than once. I've worn T-shirts. I've worn the hats.
Anyways, bro,
what are you talking
that's
about?
Not what I'm
But
saying.
again, what I'm
First of all,
saying-
That was a joke.
Okay, well,
To you, it's a joke. To you, it's a joke. Other people don't know you're joking.
Did we? But wait, how many times did I say, yeah, make a timestamp, make a time? Did
A
we
lot.
actually cut it out?
a
No,
lot.
it wasn't cut out.
Of course not. It was joking.
But still,
Bro, I don't
it's
think-
the same thing. It's the same thing
But
with Jamali's talking
It's a
about with the
fucking
FBC months.
joke.
Bro,
If I was serious about it, when we had hit stop, I would literally be like, every timestamp I said, put a fucking bleep on that.
bro, but again, you don't think what you did could be perceived negatively?
It can be.
Right.
And if somebody was like, yo, that was fucked up what you did, I would have came back the next episode and acknowledged it.
Bro.
I would
Anyways,
have no, because there's been times I've been wrong on here. Where we've
I'm
talked
not
about
wrong,
topics.
so I don't know.
No,
what
there's
you're
been
talking about.
times we've talked about topics and we were missing information.
Absolutely.
Sure.
And things came out and
Absolutely.
proved us wrong, and we've
We
come on
came
here
out, yeah.
and we talked about. We've
Absolutely.
been transparent.
Absolutely.
So if somebody,
So
had,
why can't I? Why
if
can't?
someone messaged you, if someone messaged Jason or messaged myself and was like, "Yo, it's fucked up what you did," talking
Right.
about, "Yo, don't run that shit unless there were ads
Right.
or
But
they're
Matthew-
paying us,"
Right.
I would have came in like, "Yo, you know what? I was fucked up for that."
But
So you
Matthew,
should fucking apologize based on what you just said, because Chasey went. I'm not. You can bleep out her name because I don't want. You know, she
It's all
said
right.
some
She's
shit,
alright.
and then you went. No, he's not. He's spreading false narrative. Why don't you come tell me that? Why you had to put it on a? Well, hold up.
What?
Hold the fuck up.
I told you in the group chat.
Yeah. Why you got to put it on a public fairway? Someone's just
Anything I tell you,
it's liable to go on in public like
if
that.
I speak
We
it
can't
to
have a
you,
personal
no,
it-
that wasn't personal.
But that's my point.
It wasn't personal because it was already
you not,
out.
Did you already not had mentioned that in the group chat?
I spoke it to you
Did you? Yes or no?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so why did you feel it was necessary?
because she was like, "Yo, you're speaking the realest shit era." I was like, "Yo,
But so-
I'm gonna address it."
So because your fucking
You're
friend,
mad that I
No,
messaged her and
yeah,
said I was
but
gonna
like
address
it-
it.
absolutely, it was
Matt.
unprofessional.
No, fuck that. If you're mad about it, tell me. Why didn't you tell me you were mad about it?
Matt,
No,
Matt,
but I'm
Matt.
just
No, if you're
I'm not mad about it.
If you're
I'm
mad,
mad
that
about
I
it. I'm not
messaged her-
mad about it.
No,
I'm just
clearly
pointing.
you are because you brought it
No,
up.
I just pointed
Hey,
out based
Let's
on
talk
what you
about
just
it.
said.
Let's talk about it.
Hey,
came-
I'll cut everyone's mic off if you don't stop right now. I'm gonna end this right now.
No, cut it.
No, I'm gonna cut. But
Bro,
listen,
'cause what the fuck?
listen,
Why are you bringing that up?
Listen.
I'm not.
Both of you, listen. First of all, if Tracy is seeing something, and I don't mind saying Tracy's name, she doesn't care. If she said
She's good
what
people.
Jamali said was 100% true, that's her own opinion.
Yeah, you didn't have to
can't
go.
tell her-
We already
you
had a
cannot-
conversation
you
in the
cannot,
group chat.
Listen,
I can't
listen,
comment.
You cannot
Bro, not like
tell
that,
someone.
bro.
I can't comment.
You can comment, but you can't say
you already spoke to
Jamali's
me
spreading
about
a
it.
false narrative.
But
You're
you
saying
already
that
spoke
Jamali's
to me
Why
about
not?
it.
because it's
I
wrong.
already told Jamali.
But yeah, but that's where
because
it's not, Matthew.
Because you're forming her
But-
own
So
opinion.
now you're censoring me.
You're forming
But that's
her
what you
own
wanted
opinion.
to me.
It's not censoring.
No, I'm not censoring
Because
you.
you said your friends
I
in the
am
group.
not censoring you.
I should watch how
whatsoever.
I say things. That is censoring.
I want you to make sure that what you say is
Mhm.
exactly how you feel.
But that's how I felt. I stood behind
All right,
it.
then so be it.
But you're.
But if I feel, if my opinion is that you're making a false narrative, allow me.
But like,
No buts. Allow me.
but you
My
haven't.
opinion is you put out a false narrative.
But Likey, again, you
boom,
haven't-
we're done.
But Likey,
Bro, I'm not mad at you.
I'm not mad at you
I'm just
I'm
pointing
not
out
mad at
based
you.
on what you say.
But what I want to say
I'm-
is, we talk about keep the same energy.
right.
If your opinion is you're right, if my
But
opinion
that's
is
why-
it was a false narrative,
Right.
we're boom.
But I'm just saying, in the future,
We're boom.
if
Let me
no,
say
listen to me.
something.
Like
I have
what?
something to say. In the future, if someone who's not part, like me, you, and Jason, we do this every Friday. We have a group chat. We talk about shit. She made a comment that was about her perspective on what was said. If it was you who said it, I wouldn't go there and say, "Oh no, he was wrong for saying that."
I wouldn't stop you.
But I wouldn't. It doesn't look good
That's
on
you.
us. But it doesn't look good on
That's
us.
you.
It doesn't look good on
That's
us.
you. I would not stop. If you disagreed 100% with something I said on here, especially if you brought it to me first,
right,
which I did for you,
right,
and then someone in the comments was like, yo, Matthew had the right take, and you were like, yo, that was bullshit. I would never. I wouldn't even have brought it up.
Bro, first of all, Jason posted that.
I wouldn't even brought it up.
Jason posted that video, and he was like, this is the funniest shit. Alan then commented on it. And then Chasey followed up commenting based on what Jason and Alan said. It wasn't about propping up what I said or nothing. I just think it was a bit distasteful.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on. I let you speak. Let me speak.
Say
I think
fast,
it was
please.
a bit. What?
Because you want to know why this is real? We don't agree on everything.
I agree. I understand that. All I'm asking from you,
what we're doing right now, I love this.
But you can't say Jamal's arbitrarily wrong.
Said something.
That's what you're saying.
What we're doing
could
right
I finish
now,
my point though?
I fucking love this.
But could I finish my point? I let all y'all speak.
Finish your point.
Yeah.
But I love this.
Right. But what I'm saying to you, as a person, you and I are cool. We have the group chat.
Oh, you're my brother, man.
I'm talking to you. We had the
you.
Let him speak. Let him speak, man. Let him speak.
We had the I think it was a bit distasteful for you to say something like that when it didn't matter. We've already spoken about it. You already expressed how you felt about it. This is her person. We didn't.
I spoke.
But yeah, because you said what you said, and I didn't disagree.
Try replying once in your life, please.
You could give a rebuttal.
I don't need to rebuttal. He was speaking from his perspective.
All right, so if I speak and you don't speak, I'm gonna speak more.
Dude, you can't keep going over him, dog. Let him speak. Let him speak. Jamal, go.
You're testing my fate.
Wusa.
But anyways, I respect you enough to let you speak. I would appreciate the same energy.
You're right.
You said something to me. I read it, and I was like, oh, okay. He's talking basically how he felt, his perspective. I'm not going to argue this because it's subjective. He's allowed to feel the way he felt. So I let it be. I was hoping that, we might have a conversation. I'm like, okay, whatever. But when I saw Homegirl post her stuff, in relation to what Jason commentary was on the video, and for you to go and say, oh, well, it's false narrative. I was like, this nigga is serious.
Did I hurt your feelings?
Yes, it was bothersome.
Why?
Because I think it was distasteful and unprofessional.
It would have been distasteful if I said that without actually talking to you.
No, it's distasteful, period.
But you wanted him to take your side?
I spoke to you.
No, that's what I'm trying to understand.
It's not about taking side. It's
no.
We've already spoken.
Jamali?
Hold on, I'm not
I know
done.
you don't. You've been talking for a while. This is a fucking filibuster at this point.
I'll cut you off, Mike. You talk
You talk
over
the
people.
fucking shit low.
Let me rebuttal.
He asked me a question. Andre clearly asked a question.
I'm gonna take a piss.
Go ahead, Andre.
You're talking over people.
So why you felt it? You felt it was distasteful because they spoke about it on the group chat.
So he messaged me on the group chat.
Yeah.
About his feelings about my commentary on Black History. Right.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
Now somebody who listens to our podcast or who follows on social media makes their personal comment about the clip that was shown.
Okay.
I think it's out of order for him to then go and put what he's told me under her comment as a response.
Okay, so you wanted whatever you guys discussed to say between you two.
Yes,
that's it.
That's professionalism. We're putting together. We're building each other up, putting together a podcast that should stand in unison.
And Andre,
the goal is we don't have to agree on everything. And Andre, but I don't put people on. It's on blast almost.
But his commentary, sorry, Jason, one second. His commentary isn't based on you as a person. It's based on your opinion on the subject, right?
But who is he to tell her that her opinion about what I said was wrong?
Andre, the thing is that when we post something on Instagram, YouTube for people to watch it, the goal is for them to come up with their own ideas on what they perceive on what we say.
So not for us to,
it's not
for you guys to rebuttal or add anything.
You're wrong, or Jamal,
or to convey a message.
Anything like that.
Okay, I get it.
For us to do that,
right?
And the issue is, I think Jamali is having with Matt is because that
he interjected and he should have stayed out of it.
Jamali was saying was kind of wrong because I asked Matt clear as day, is what Jamali saying right or wrong?
So you basically don't want you guys to interject in the group chat. You want everyone to just have their opinion and not have any of you three to feel like you're swaying anyone's opinion. Right?
But we shouldn't.
No one should sway.
That's the whole point.
We shouldn't sway anyone's opinion.
No, but that's what you think was happening. Is that what you thought was happening?
Yeah, because it's like you can't say Jamali is spreading a false narrative.
No,
Jamali's saying what he's saying because that applies to him.
Okay.
And if she agrees with what Jamali's saying, that's her what she agrees with. There's a reason why I said when we had that conversation, like, I agree with a lot of the stuff that Jamali said, but I don't disagree. But I can't say Jamali's wrong.
Yo, do you know how
always
you
say
get
that.
people to come and tune in for the next episode?
See this guy believing his
Yo, you look at him
WWE
dead in the face,
movement.
you be like, yo, I know he said that shit, but wait till I talk to him next episode. You
Clickbait
no,
over
honestly, like you're mad.
I'm not mad. Stop saying I'm
Okay,
mad, bro.
you're feeling a type of way.
No, bro, you
That
came in here. Did I show you any negative energy? I dapped you up. We
No,
cracked jokes.
it's not even a matter of that.
So I don't have no ill feelings
You
towards
brought this up for a
And-
reason.
No, I brought it up because of what you said prior.
I spoke
When
to you.
when this is released, go back
I
and listen
spoke
to you.
in the group chat. Right?
No, that's not what I'm talking about prior.
No,
You just
no,
said
let's go
something
back
just
there.
in this
Let's go
moment,
back.
and that's why I said it. You said something in this moment.
What did I say?
You made reference to the fact of, I forgot what exactly your wording is. I want you to go back to listen to it, and you would see exactly why I mentioned it. I'm not mentioning it because I want to get it off my chest. I was just tying it in with what you had previously said in that moment.
Whatever it was, I'll have to listen back.
Yeah,
and
listen
hear it.
back. Because I'm not mad about this
The
shit.
point is, I mean, if I tell you something and I say it straight to you and you don't respond to me, everything is fair game after that.
Bro,
I'm
I
just
guess
saying-
Pick up your phone
we have
next
different
time.
level of respect.
Okay,
I-
but
I'm
like
just-
like we were saying that basically.
And it's not like I disrespected you.
Bro,
All I said was, wait for my response.
but they
Because
basically
I wasn't here.
Okay, but basically the way they're feeling
bro,
is that
I didn't have that opportunity when you guys spoke about R. Kelly. When I came and I wanted to give my response.
Andre,
No one stopped you from
Yes, you
coming
did.
here.
You clearly said we're
I
not.
did?
Yes, you said we're not talking about it. I'm not in the mood to talk about it. The Chris Brown and the R. Kelly thing. I remember standing right at the door and you said that.
About what specifically?
That week. Remember that week I wasn't here? I was sick. I listened to the. I'm like, yo, I need to say some shit. You're like, no, we're not going over this again. You said this clear
Yeah,
as
because
day over
every
there.
fucking week you want to talk about R. Kelly.
I don't
Every
want to talk
fucking
about.
week.
Bro, I was rebuttaling what you said. But you,
Look.
only your opinion is valued. So-
Great that you picked him up. There's actually a lawsuit going up against him real soon.
Andre.
And there's another
Yeah.
sex tape that's
Let
out with
Andre
him
go.
with an
Basically,
underage
yo,
person.
go.
Matt, but basically, I'm starting to understand the dynamic of the situation. Because basically, your group chat or wherever the commentary from someone else who said something, they basically didn't want you to make your input because it felt like it was swaying opinion on his thing. And apparently, they think that it should just be commentary for everyone else, and that's how they see it. Basically, that's how I've seen it.
Swaying opinion?
the moment you
So
said
when
false
you-
narrative, you're swaying someone's opinion because you're saying Jamali is wrong. You're essentially saying whatever he's saying is not the full truth
Are we
or half
so
truth.
fucking sensitive
Well,
that
clearly
me-
you
not
are
sensitive.
because
That's-
your
you brought
fucking
it up.
group of people.
No, you guys are like you.
But you're
swaying
sensitive because your
What?
group
You
of
said your
friends said some
friends.
shit.
You're the one
and
that said your
that's what
friends.
made you want to put a whole
No.
paragraph out.
They said it. I listened to the episode.
And
I
then
was
that
like,
make, but they I could
what I heard, I was like, yeah, you guys are a bit fucked up here.
okay, but again,
You
we
guys a bit
could
fucked up
easily
here.
say they swayed your opinion. The point in case is
Say it.
we
Say it. I don't give a
Bro.
fuck if you say they swayed
All right,
my
so-
opinion, bro.
But
The
your
way-
but your paragraph, you wrote that to appease them because you spoke to them,
No,
or
no,
because
I literally spoke to them
yeah,
and I said everything that I felt
yeah,
right.
bothered me.
So why wasn't that enough? Why do you need to go comment on where people who listen to the podcast
If people are
comment?
commenting on our Instagram, I should be able to talk to them.
Okay, I hope you keep that same energy.
Yes,
Okay.
I will.
Okay, well, as long as that's clear for everyone.
Like, I
here,
don't-
then-
No, but
Like, I don't know why you think
I
if,
think it does a
if you would
disservice to us.
disagree with me and say something, I'll be like, yo, Jamal, that's fucked up. I don't give a fuck. Talk to our people.
bro. You see
Don't read it and say nothing. How about that?
I read it and I answered back. What the fuck?
So
you
there
talking
you
about?
go. What's the problem?
Anyway.
Jamali said he stood by what
Talk
he
to
said.
the community. Who gives a fuck?
But we
That's
Oh.
why we have them.
What
Bro,
you
you
have to
listen.
understand-
Your fucking mouth move faster than
Right.
your fucking
Lay
brain,
me some.
and you
No, no.
literally.
I just want to say my piece on it because this is like this was supposed to be the short one.
Let me finish. And I'm gonna say this for the
We
last
can't be
thing.
progressive if you're not willing to take other
No, let
people's
him talk,
perspective
let him
in
talk.
consideration.
Let him talk.
You- Like I was saying in the episode with Jamali, I don't agree with what he says, but I can't say Jamali's wrong.
I
because-
never said he was.
Because
Yes, you are.
let me finish. You said he had a false narrative, meaning that what you said he had a false narrative, some of the things Jamali wasn't saying is wrong. That's what a false narrative is, where he's leading to a false conclusion of what he's saying. Everyone who I've known who's listened to the episode have said, this dude's 100% right. He said, this has happened to me. Tracy said it's 100% true. Cousin's husband said, yeah, this has happened. And he's from gutter Memphis, and where he says this shit happens all the time. But he says, you got to remember, it's another month. You can't say what Jamali is saying is a false narrative because it happens.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with what you just said.
So why did you say he had a false narrative when it's stuff that
my
happens?
Perspective...
Could I ask a question after?
Wait, if my perspective is what he's saying is a false narrative, but everyone on your corner is saying, no, that's true, let's have the fucking conversation.
But
we didn't have a conversation.
We didn't have a conversation.
You came out and just attacked, false narrative.
I literally said my perspective on what you guys talked about.
Right.
You felt it was an attack.
No, I didn't say attack. No one used the word attack.
Because at no point in time did I say you were wrong. I disagree with you. I think everything you said was bullshit. No. I said there were points that you made that I agree with, but I think the overall of what you said is a false narrative. And you took that as, yo, I don't like this.
That's like saying, well, I agree with 3% of what you said, but 95% of what you said is bullshit. Or the overall, what I said was bullshit.
Very defensive.
I didn't get defensive, bro, because I didn't respond to you in the text in the group chat, and for two,
it would have been nice to have a conversation.
And for two, when you said what you said on the thread, all I said was I stand behind what I said, and I would like to know your group of friends. What type of environment did they live, or do they share that they have the right to disagree or agree? Because I would like to know. Because that's
a very good question.
I want to know.
To ours.
Very close to ours. What's very close? Because me and you didn't live the same life, bro. We black, but we didn't live the same life.
We didn't.
So then that's the same shit I'm trying to say to you. You got to be careful because as much as
now you're judging our listeners. And
I'm not judging.
He's not judging.
It sounds like it from my purpose.
Dude, you're just talking to make. You're just talking to talk now. Be serious.
Yeah, that's the whole
just take off the mic. This is
exactly
being serious.
This is exactly the shit about.
He's not being serious.
He is being serious.
He's trying to undermine the people.
How the fuck am I trying to undermine? I'm asking you a question, a serious question.
What does it matter to you?
Of course. What? Bro, are you stupid
what
or
does
dumb,
it matter
bro?
to you?
You dumb?
What does it matter?
You dumb.
I'm asking you a question. What does it matter to you?
Because somebody who is black, grew up in the West Island, versus somebody who's black, grew up in Plomadon, has two different black experiences.
So now we're judging blackness.
Oh my goodness!
You're stupid as fuck. I'm done with this conversation.
You're just talking dumb.
He said it.
No, he's not.
We're judging blackness.
Go on with Liam Neeson shit because I'm not with it, bro. Because right now, you, I know you're not that stupid. I want to bring
it up because
I know you're not
that's another 2-hour conversation.
I know you're not stupid. I know you're not stupid. No,
you're judging blackness right now.
I'm judging experiences. That's the fuck I'm judging.
Why?
Because experience
matters. If someone listens to us and says they felt they had a problem with what you said, why is that not enough?
Because their experience, my experience is
you need more. You need to know who they are. You need to know where they grew up. You need to know what they fucking went through. For what?
I never said that.
For what?
I never said that.
That's fucking disrespectful to our fucking listeners.
No, it's not.
Who support us week after week.
No, it's not.
You dumb. You dumb, bro.
And you're calling me dumb.
You dumb, bro.
You don't want to take what they say about. You dumb. Dude, take some criticism. That's all it is.
I'm not against criticism. But
you want to downplay and undermine their criticism based on what they went through. That's bullshit, cuz. Come on, now. That bullshit, cuz.
Stop.
You know that's bullshit, cuz.
No, it's not.
What are you saying?
Likey, what you saying is wrong.
Get out of here, cuz.
What you saying is wrong.
That's bullshit.
Dude, if a black person from France says another black person from the States,
don't start.
That's the same.
Don't start, man. Don't start.
I'm taking your example. I'm taking your
dumb.
example.
No, this is him.
I'm taking your
That's
example.
what the
Because he
fuck I
asked
said.
me where they grew up, what they went through, what they're...
I never said that. Bro, get the fuck out of here. Yo, you like to fucking listen before you fucking speak. Your brain is moving slower than your mouth right now. All you do is listen to rebuttal. Crazy. You don't listen to fucking understand.
What are you talking about?
Use your fucking brain. You're not that dumb.
I am using my brain, bro.
No, you're not. Your mouth's moving faster than your motherfucking brain right now. Dude, because I clearly asked you.
Okay.
I'm the background of where someone comes from does matter on how their perception and whether we're gonna relate or agree on certain things. Your experience as a black male is different than mine.
Same thing like me and Jamali. Not the same.
So even though me and Jay,
why do you need that?
I don't need it. I'm just saying it may play a role on how they perceive what I said.
No, you asked for it. I'm asking you, why do you need that?
Because it's an important factor.
You feel like it would help
for
context?
What?
It would help context, of course.
It's context. It's
of course.
It's the same thing like you said.
Of course, bro.
Dude, I never asked him, the people who agreed with you. I said I accept it. If they agree with you, I accept that.
I don't give a fuck what you do.
Why
you
do
just
you-
said it, right? You don't care what I do. You don't care nothing.
No,
So
I
Just
did.
because you didn't ask, that don't give me the right not to ask. I'm allowed to ask. Just
But
like
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, so then shut the fuck up about, oh, well, I'm allowed to do this.
Because
And
that's a bullshit question.
No, it's
to
not
ask,
a bullshit
bro.
question. No, it's not.
It's fucking
No,
bullshit,
it's not.
bro.
It's not.
It's bullshit.
It's not.
You
It's
know
really
it's
not,
bullshit.
bro. How is
All
it?
right.
How
Why
is
are
it
you
not?
judging
Mikey,
them?
I'm
Mikey.
not judging.
I mean,
It put context
Come
to their
on,
perspective.
man. Come on, man.
All right, I'm gonna move it along.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna
We
say-
have to move it
I'm gonna
along.
say something.
Can we talk sports?
We're gonna talk something else, but I'm gonna,
We have
I'm
to
gonna
move
Let's
it along.
talk
I'm
sports.
gonna
I'm
finish
done.
it. I'm gonna finish it right now. Like, what you have to understand is that all of us, we come from a different walk of life.
We all have
The
different
reason,
experiences.
let me finish. And the reason why Jamali is saying he's not judging blackness. He wants to know where is this person from. So Jamali's experience in Plamadon, where it's higher violence compared to the West Island, his experience and what he sees is not what he sees in the suburb. You're gonna see green grass and everything in the suburb all the time,
Or black interaction.
or black. You're gonna see all that stuff, but you're not gonna see the same thing in Plamadon or NDG or anything like that. You're not gonna see it. That's the reason he asked you where did they grow up. It has nothing to do with judging blackness. It's where you grew up and who you grew up around.
How
If you
Is that not a comparison of blackness?
No, it's not.
I asked,
it's
no, I
experience,
didn't say anything
bro.
about blackness. I said about experience.
It's
I said where
experience.
you grew
Experience
up.
matter. Like,
Why?
Jamali
Why
and
are
I,
we comparing experience?
Jamali and
Why?
I grew up in almost the same
if
place.
you grew up
We
in a
have different
single parent
experience.
home, and if I grew up in a single parent home, a single mother, you grew up with both parents, different experience. You grew up in a different part of town. You think me as a black man we've had the same experience as a black male?
I, as a black man, no, black people have a lot of similarities as far as experience.
You didn't answer his
go.
question though.
Thank you.
You didn't answer his
Can you
question.
let
Around
me
shit, bro.
Fucking speak,
Answer
man.
the question
It's
then.
a direct answer,
It's a
bro.
direct yes or no. It's not a soliloquy of what you're saying. Answer yes or no.
Am I allowed to speak?
Yes or no. That's all you can say right now. Or I'll cut it off. Yes
Cut
or
it
no.
off then. Am I
Yes
allowed
or
to
no?
fucking speak?
Okay, but
Say yes or no.
No. Am I allowed to fucking speak?
Yes or no.
No. You tell me yes or no. Am I allowed to fucking speak?
Answer
Because if I'm not
Jamali's
allowed
question.
to speak, I'll fucking leave.
you're allowed
I
to
don't give a
speak.
fuck, bro.
Dude,
You're allowed to
go
speak.
ahead.
Why are you getting amped, bro?
Because he's telling me all I can say is yes or no.
But I'm asking
This is a
direct
fucking
question.
podcast,
But that's
bro.
a direct question, though, bro. On
And
some real shit.
Allow me to speak. That's
Okay,
all I'm saying.
allowing you. Go ahead.
And I don't even remember the fucking question because you pissed me off so fucking
My
hard.
question was simply this: if I grew up in a single mother household, single parent, a single mother, as a black male, you grew up with both parents in the suburbs. We grew up in two different areas of Montreal.
I remember where I was going with this.
Okay, go ahead.
Please, Jason.
I'll let you go.
Let me
Go
speak.
ahead. I'll let you go.
Growing up in a single mother household, double parent household,
Yeah.
definitely within the household, you will have different experiences.
Right.
But outside in the public,
Right.
outside when you're interacting with different people,
Right.
the experiences, we can't make those comparisons because we don't know essentially what I may go through, you may go through, regardless of what's within your home or in my home. Because speaking me and you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We've had very similar situations happen to us. I'm a double parent home. You're a single parent home.
To a certain, I know
Right?
I grew up with my stepdad.
But we
and my
have
mom.
so many situations where
Yeah.
the both of us,
Yeah.
we've talked about our lives when we weren't
Right.
friends with each other,
Right.
but we could relate with one another.
Absolutely.
Right?
And that is why where they're from puts context to the whole thing.
No,
You just proved my point.
But
Thank you.
no, I feel like asking
I
where
wasn't
they're
judging.
from, asking where they're from is a way, and where I say about your wording, going back to wording.
Okay.
If you, through this whole conversation, go back and be like, yeah, but where are they from? What's their household like? Do they have two parents? Do they have one
I
parent?
never said all that.
You're looking for flaws.
But I didn't
You're
say
looking
that.
for something that you can say, well,
You
that's
assume that's
no,
what I said.
but understand something. People make assumptions. We have to think that way.
So how
Assumptions.
do I control that, Lanky? I can't control what people
We have to.
interpret.
It's a matter of biases.
That
And
people,
sometimes we
people are
have to,
going to have that.
which is why whenever I bring anything here, I do my best outside of today because I'm just like, I've been on a fucking roller coaster for the last 2 weeks.
understandable.
I always try to approach any topic that we've brought here, anything we've ever talked about, I keep my emotions out of it. I always try to talk about anything from the perspective of what's the information that we have. Let's talk about the information that we have, and let's go forward from that. You've put emotion in it, and I respect you for that.
I didn't put emotion
No.
in it.
I'm not saying this specifically. I'm saying in general. You put your emotion into it. You put the way you feel into it. And I love you for that because that's who you are as a person. That's what you do. I'm not that. I'm so stoic as fuck that sometimes people look at me and they're like, they don't know where my head is at. I'm the complete opposite of
Andre,
what you do. Jason is essentially the middle of us.
But the thing is, to an extent, now during this conversation, I feel like you are showing emotion at this point.
No, I am.
So, yeah, okay.
And right now I am because, like I said, I've been on a fucking roller coaster and I just feel like everything I've been saying, like when I tried to start this conversation, just a matter of, this is the matter of fact of what I heard and what I saw and the way I felt about it. And then I'm being challenged in a sense where it's like me just keeping emotion out of it and just being like, this is the way it sounded. Everything that I said of this is the way it sounded, you've looked at it and been like, well, that's bullshit, that's bullshit, that's bullshit, that's bullshit.
No, what Jamali was trying to say
it, but it's a matter of the perception.
What Jamali
but it's the same perception I could have that
Right,
you were
of
coming at
course.
me on some
Of course.
on some unfounded
And the only
aspects.
time I really flipped my fucking lid is when you brought up the comment I made towards Tracy. Me talking to the fucking community means absolutely fucking nothing.
Bro,
I'll tell them anything.
Yeah, but you can't
Sorry to
talk
say
to
it
the
to you guys,
community
but-
and call out Jamali at the same time.
It wasn't a call out.
Yes, it was.
It
It's
was.
a call out if I never spoke to
It
him.
does, but bro, there's certain conversation.
If I had never, because the exact
Okay, but
same
you
thing
don't
I
agree-
told her, I told you.
but you don't agree that certain conversation we have amongst ourselves, me, you, Jason, in that chat, should remain there?
Look, if that's
Yes or no?
listen to me.
I'm looking for a yes or no, bro.
Just wait. Let me explain myself and give the answer. If that's the way you see the chat and this is the way you want to see it from this point going forward, that is how I will treat it. I didn't know that's the way we were treating the chat.
All I'm saying is what should be known doesn't need to be said.
What are you, a fucking chick who has a side dude who's with
Oh,
her
so now
husband on
you-
Valentine's Day, bro? What the
Now
fuck?
you doing-
Now we're using the
Yeah.
feminine
He
rhetoric.
took your thing.
Oh, bring it.
He took your thing. He took your thing.
Let's go!
He took your
Let's
thing.
go!
I'm just saying. To end this, what I'm saying is
Oh,
you can't
Lord.
really. How I saw it when you were calling Jamal or saying whatever to Jamal, I took it as a, I was like, all right, this is some live shit next episode. But
Clearly was.
what I was saying is what Jamali's saying is not a false narrative. It's not even false. You can't even use the word false in it because it happens. And it may not be your experience or your friend's experience. It's his experience. And he's only talking about what he sees. I talked about what I see. I see a lot of ignorant shit too.
Yep, I mean, we lost
And
good
we all
people.
see
We
it.
lost
We
people
all
to
see it.
senseless violence.
No, we have.
Right. So this is like the reference I'm making
We have.
toward.
But even with what he said this is your view.
Right.
And when I brought this up, I said, I can't judge what you see.
So then don't you? I
On
think the
your-
But don't use
problem
false
was
narrative.
the problem came when you choose to use the word false narrative, because
can't
for a
say
lot of
that.
people who don't understand the English language would see it as you're saying what I'm saying is
Look,
bullshit.
To our listeners, if you don't know the English language, please pick up a thesaurus and dictionary.
Don't
I can't.
disrespect the
I can't-
audience.
No,
Don't disrespect the
I-
audience.
Look, come on, man.
Don't disrespect the audience.
If you don't know how to look up, look, Google's your friend.
But
And we've said this before.
but like in the same thing.
Contradicted
But
himself.
you're contradicting yourself. You
I am.
can't,
Right now, I am.
you can't say
speaking
looking
out
at
two
the
Right
sides.
now, I
source.
am. Google's your friend, okay?
All right, let's go to the next topic. Let's end this now. Okay,
Yo,
let's-
this is going to be a 3-part episode, apparently.
it
Fuck.
possibly can be. All right, let's go to the next one.
You know what? Fuck Liam Neeson.
No, I want to talk about it. I really do.
You
Talk
do?
about it. We'll talk about Liam Neeson.
All right,
and
so
what
can
we
I
said.
just say what I felt?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go ahead.
Can I get through it?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
we
go ahead.
let you get through it.
Should we take a break since Andre isn't here?
No,
Just
go,
go,
go.
man.
But like, I want Andre to hear this too.
He's
Should we
gonna
take a
hear
break?
it.
Quick
He's-
break.
All right, we'll take a quick break,
What break?
and we will be
Yeah,
right
it'll be like
back.
2 seconds.
You got to.
All right, we're back. For us, it was like 2 minutes, but for you guys, it was like 1 second. We're here. Cooler heads have prevailed. Jamal is still my boy. Love you, buddy. I appreciate you. Yo, I'm showing you love. What the fuck?
All right,
All
let's go
right,
into 21 Savage.
21.
Actually, no, Liam, because you wanted to get that out of the way, so let's get that.
Well, my
Yeah.
Liam Neeson thing, the only thing about your conversation about that I felt was weird. Like,
Mhm.
I felt like it sounded as if you didn't hear the interview.
I heard the interview.
Okay. So, the reason people were pissed off,
Right.
the reason I was pissed off when I heard the interview is because it was shadows of something that white people, sorry, Tyler, have have used as a defense for things they've done against black people,
Right.
especially in times where 40 plus years ago,
Right.
violence against black people, you could have an excuse and get away with it.
Absolutely.
So to be more specific, going into the conversation that he had in the interview where he was talking about a girl that was a friend of his got raped by someone, and he asked if she knew who it was. And she was like, no, she doesn't know who it was. And he asked what was his race. And then she said it was a black person.
Right.
And then he immediately was just like walking the streets of Ireland in black neighborhoods looking for, as he said, any black bastard that he could provoke and instigate an issue with so that he could kill this person. And he did this for a week long.
Right.
So the fact that you have a white person who is expressing with no acknowledgement of the privilege or racism in his stance of, I'm just going out here for a week long, walking around in black neighborhoods in Ireland where black people are known to
He was
be.
like hunting, pretty
Yeah,
much.
essentially
Basically.
hunting
Right.
for a black person that he can start shit with
Right.
to kill.
Mm-hmm.
For us in Canada, America, like we've heard so many stories of, you know, the damsel in distress who says a black person did something to her.
Yep.
And the white knight that wants to go out there and avenge her.
Right.
For me, I felt that was extremely disgusting, and it's a shadow of the racism that we know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's something that we've talked about on this podcast many times, the situation I have with Emmett Till,
Right.
where a white woman claimed that he whistled at her, and then he got killed,
Brutally
brutally
Right.
killed, lynched, and then dumped in a fucking ditch. Like, knowing that extreme of a story, knowing the stories that we heard, whether it's been straight blacks, LGBTQ blacks that have had these situations where people just seek them out, for Liam Neeson to bring up this story as like his overcoming of revenge, where he essentially said through light therapy and power walking, he overcame this urge that he had to just kill a black person with this like Irish stick that he fucking had. To me, like what you guys have spoken about,
Right.
and I understood like your position of there was an overreaction,
Right.
but at the same time, I completely sympathize because I felt it myself of people who are like, no, like this is the racism that black people have been saying for years goes on, where white people look for a reason to kill us.
Right.
And I felt like for me, that is where I had a disconnect in the conversation that you and Jason were having.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's where I felt the disconnect was had, because in my head I'm just like, no, like everything you spoke about, everything you brought up, it's just a matter of how do you think bringing up this story, especially when you're promoting a movie,
Right.
and at no point did you say, I had a moment of racist intent that I regret. I had a moment where I wanted to do a hate crime that I look back on now, 40 plus years later,
Mhm.
and I think, how could I have been that person? Like, at no point did that come up.
Okay.
He said this story, and he said it so lightly, so assuming, nonchalantly, as if like, yeah, like this was my revenge, or I want to have revenge for my friend who went through this. But you are willing to, for a week's time, find any innocent black person to start shit with, to kill them, and not understand why people had such an issue with it.
No, I could see where you're coming from, and I agree 110%. The angle and the way I look at it was more so, it's brave of him in the climate that we're living in today, for him to even be bold enough to say something like that. That's in the context of what you're saying is absolutely right.
You felt he was unburdening himself by just letting it
I
out.
think
and
I
clear.
think I think it's a way for him to kind of release it. I think it's also a learning opportunity for anybody who felt that way years ago, to say like, okay, yeah, I've had a racist thought or two,
But I didn't
and I
act on
never
it.
act on it, and this is how we could overcome these things. Like for him, it was walking. Obviously, that mindset in that time too, we have to take it in context. We're talking 40 plus years, Ireland, right?
Yeah.
It's still wrong. I'm not saying it's not wrong.
But the
But
climate
it's
they were
also,
living
it
in.
was also like probably a common behavior for a white male, young white male to have.
Yeah, that
sense
climate
of
he was
arrogance,
living in. Yeah.
right. So I didn't want to like really focus on that too much, but what I wanted to say was like it's really brave on his end, and I would extend that to him, and more people should be as brave as him to own up to their racist ideologies or racist minds or thoughts that they've had in the past. And yes, they didn't act on it, but admit that it's true that you have these thoughts and you've had them. You may not have them presently, but you've had them. That's all I was saying.
Jason?
Andre? And what I'm trying to say is that he did actually say that what he did was disgusting and everything like that. When he couldn't imagine, like he didn't know what came over him in the moment.
Right.
And I think what a lot of people are seeing in today's age, they're seeing Liam Neeson as a taken person. This is what the Daily Show came up with, and they made a perfect point about this. They're seeing Liam Neeson as he is today. So they're seeing this tough guy as a taken person. I don't know who you are. And that's what they're seeing. No, but that's what they're seeing. These are what people are seeing. So they're saying, oh, this is what he is. No, that's not what he is.
That's the character he played. Yeah, that's not like he hadn't one experience in his life, but that doesn't define him as a person.
That's right. And the thing is, they're saying that he even said is that this was disgusting. I realized what I did was wrong and everything like that. And I think a lot of people are forgetting that part of what he explained, that what he did was wrong. He understand what he did was wrong, and he's looked for help to figure out what was that wrong. And that's what it is. And that's how. I think it's overblown. Yes, everyone has racist thought. Every single person in the world has a racist thought. You have it, I have it, everyone in the world has it. It's just that who are the people that's willing to admit it? And I guess the people who are admitting it are getting called out on it. When they shouldn't be getting called out, there should be acknowledged, okay, you had this thought, you don't think this way anymore? I commend you. And what are you doing to...
And you seek help.
And you seek help for it? That's even better. So I had no problem in what he was saying because I understand the conversation that he had and the interviews that he had. And it's like people who were saying, oh, look, he's a racist fuck now. No, you're just doing it too much.
If he said this happened like 2 years ago, it would be a different story.
Andre, do you have anything to...
No, basically, I see his perspective. Like I said, like it did come off as kind of like outlandish when he first said it, but like Jason pointed out, as long as he didn't act on it and he's owning it and he's gotten help or treatment to deal with those thoughts and he didn't act on it, it's almost like a breakthrough for him because he can learn, he can make not reparations, but he could look forward to his family and make sure that talk to his family if they ever have those thoughts and they can engage in conversation.
Explain it to other people and everything.
So go further, as you said, he had a moment. I can't say it was a moment.
Right.
If it was literally she told him it was a black person, he went out one night, walked around, and did it, that's a moment.
Right.
When I say a moment, I mean a moment in his life in context. Like it was 40 years ago, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was 1 second.
It's more of an understanding of what I'm judging him based on what he said.
Right.
A whole week.
But also too, like what's the population of black people in Ireland then? Maybe he did have to walk
exactly
for a whole week to find
and that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the population?
You
know, but like to have this thought and for him to say for a whole week he was walking around looking for a black person, like the initial anger, I can understand if like that night you went out and you were like, yo, I'm gonna find someone. And if he had said that and if he had acknowledged immediately in that interview, because it's the second interview that he was really like, I was disgusted in myself and I couldn't believe that. Like he was saving face.
Right.
The first interview, he didn't do that. Because when he was telling this story, even his co-star in the movie was like, holy shit, like do you realize what you're saying right now? Like, do you realize what's gonna come of this conversation? And for him to literally be like, I was out there for a week long, that's more than enough time for you to realize what you're doing
and calm yourself down. Like
which is why there's anger in this.
But it's also, could I say that also from the other way, it's also to say that if he was really looking a week to do this, I mean, he could have picked a fight with anybody. He must have had at least a few opportunities.
No, of course he could.
And for him not to have actually went through with it.
And look, I'm not sitting here saying Liam Neeson is a racist. No, I don't feel that at all. But it's more of, judging from that initial interview where he said the story, it's a reminder of the type of privileges and the type of mindsets that certain people have, not necessarily just whites.
Right.
Like, I'm not singling them out. I'm not even singling him out, but it's this mindset of, I can bring this scenario to you and I can say it to you,
Right.
and you'll sympathize with me because at the end of it, I found my humanity.
Right.
And a lot of times for us as blacks, we can tell you situations where we fucked up, we did horrible things, but in the end, we found our humanity. And they
you don't get the same
only
reaction.
focus on, but you did this,
Yeah.
and you did
Oh, I
that.
agree.
And not that I want that to happen to him. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that should happen to him.
Right.
He said it, and whatever scrutiny comes of him doing it, so be it. But it's just a reminder of just the way this double standard worked, the way this tilting of, or essentially like the changing of the goalpost.
Yeah,
that
life is
happened.
full of this double standard.
And
though.
it bugged me in a sense, the way you guys spoke about, because I felt like that should have been acknowledged.
Well, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I did in the moment when we were discussing it, I think it's almost normal for you to feel anger, and I didn't want to contribute to that because I think anybody who hears that would feel angry. The point of the conversation was the outrage in which the people reacted. I personally think in that moment, your first initial instinct is to be like, yo, this guy's a dick. Like, this guy's fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? You're literally thinking like, yo, this guy is fucked. But then when you really scale it back and you're like, oh wow, I mean, he had this feeling, he had these urges, he didn't do it, he didn't act on it, right? He's saying this in a movie, like, what do you call those, press run,
Yeah.
right? In 2019, when race relation in America is probably going to be at its highest, like the tension, I just think I looked at it from a sympathetic way, I guess, where I see like, okay, maybe this was on his chest for a long time and he just wanted to get it off.
Yeah, and I can respect that
Right?
too.
And that's where my respect goes out to him, for him to be brave enough to step forth. And like, I think when we have situations like this where somebody come forth, the worst thing for you to do is to act in anger. It's sort of like acknowledge it, pay some respect towards the fact that I didn't act on it, to encourage other people to do the same. And I think that's how we see change occur. If we're gonna lash out at every time somebody say, "Oh, I hated black guys because my daughter dated one," or this or that, we're not gonna progress. We're just gonna continue to relive these cycles.
So you want everyone to take a step back and not just see red right away.
Right.
Like,
No, I agree
look at
with
it in
that.
perspective. Okay, I get what you're saying.
And don't think like me bringing this up is me saying we should have lashed out or we
Right.
should have been like seeing red. Like, no.
No, you're just looking at
Not
another
at all.
dynamic of the
It's
situation.
more a matter of like, I felt there was a perspective that should have been brought up and
But that's
discussed.
right, I agree, but I feel like
Yeah,
that perspective
That's what
was
I
a
felt
general
missing in that
perspective.
conversation.
I
you
felt
felt like
what-
it was overplayed,
I-
like it's already been.
No, I felt like that was gonna be everybody's initial. Our conversation was to shed light on the other side.
Yeah.
To force people to be like, oh wait, yes, I am upset about this,
because
but let's look at it because it's a natural instinct.
because what we're doing is essentially the same thing that he did when he was a thing. We're just overreacting, and we're not thinking, and we're not looking at what he's doing, what he's actually saying, and what he's actually revealing to people.
Well, no, I don't
We're
think
having the
it's an
same reaction that
overreaction.
he had when he was younger. We're having the same thing. We're having a
It
reaction
is.
to
I
that.
mean, he went in a
Well,
frenzy.
no, I don't think it's an overreaction. I think it's a more matter of just critical thinking based on what he said. Because, like I said, I don't think he's a racist person. Not at all.
So then, if you don't think that way, then we shouldn't
I don't
even
think
put
it's a
anger
reason, but
behind what
no,
he said.
and there's no anger. As far as like me being critical about the things he said and the way things have happened in our society, as far as blacks being killed, LGBTQ people being killed in this type of fashion, it's not an anger. It's more a matter of acknowledging that what you did is a process. Like he even said, he was gonna provoke a black person
Right,
to attack him first, so that
Right.
way he would have been in the clear.
right,
self-defense too. Or at
That
least,
way
you know,
of thinking,
right.
that process and planning is something that goes through in the community as far as these people trying to fuck us over.
Right.
And like I said, no hatred, there's no me looking at him like he's a horrible fucking person. No, none of that whatsoever.
Right.
It's more just what he said and the way we have seen things happen in our community.
Right.
As far as the outside towards us.
Right.
It's a teachable moment.
Right.
And it's a moment where you have to make that, or we should make that acknowledgement.
Right.
So that we can say, look, these things happen.
Right.
We had a person who gave us this story, and he didn't have to.
Right.
But he gave it to us, and he told us the situation that he went through.
Right.
And we need to listen to exactly what he said to understand, like, when Black people say these things happen,
right,
we literally have somebody who just told you he was willing to do these things.
Right. And that's why I'm saying acting out in anger or in outrage is not going to help us get to that point. And that's why
it's a teachable moment.
And that's why I think we chose not to focus on that angle, because all we're doing is propagating that negative thing that's not going to yield positive results.
And personally, I felt you could have still had your conversation as you had it. Make the minimal mention of that.
I think it was already like understood that people were outraged.
We can't assume understanding. We can't.
Okay.
So you see it as, without that being mentioned, like the podcast basically had one side against.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, I feel like we can't make the assumption that people see it that way already.
But I think we did mention that it was the outrage within the Black community for what he said.
Yeah, we did mention
that. We preferenced
not
it
to the
that.
point that I just made. Not to the point of breaking it down.
Yeah, but I mean,
and giving it like the understanding of this is why.
No, we didn't do it to Matthew's standards.
So you want us to say?
Damn right.
So you want us to say?
Do it to my standard. No, he's right. He's right. You didn't do it to my fucking standard.
So you want us to go on the podcast and say niggas in the street protesting? They're mad. They mad. You want us to be like that?
No, at no point did I say that.
So we said it in the way
at no point did I say that. But it's more a matter of
we said in the way that we liked it.
Like we have.
You would have liked for us to expand deeply on that.
Expand on it and like have like. There's nothing wrong with critical thought. There's nothing wrong with literally looking at a story from every single angle possible so that we are the ones that are saying every way we can view it. And if we miss something, let our fans tell us that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not against it.
We should want to do that. We should be the ones that are like, we should be here when we speak, giving them everything in hopes that they give us nothing.
I'm not a teacher. They could learn from themselves.
But no, it's not even a matter of teaching. Because, like, what do we do this for if not to give the information to our people?
But I think in a concept of everybody heard, if you didn't hear the interview with him, just us, recapping what it is. I think anybody with common sense, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, I'm just saying anybody with some cognitive strength or ability would be like, yo, if I was Black, I would have bugged out. And we knew there was outrage, right? So what I don't want to do is fester on that, because that's a natural reaction. I want to go to the other side of it and force people to look away from their anger and see the positive that we could get from it. That's all.
No, and I'm perfectly okay with that. It's more mainly like my perfectionist mind where, and like in past episodes, like I've always been the person like I will play devil's advocate just to bring up another angle.
Or Bill Cosby. But anyway,
fuck him.
Let's go on.
But like,
let's go on to the next
one. No, but it's true. Like, yeah, no, we're finishing up on this. But like, it's just the mindset of me, and maybe I am being nitpicky.
You are.
Maybe I am. But like,
that's big.
I would rather us tackle everything possible so that there's no place for us to be like we missed something.
Clearly.
That's all it is.
All right, move on to the next thing. We're only gonna do like another 10 minutes.
No, 21, bro.
No.
Yo, he's free.
We gotta shout out that he's free. That he's a free man.
All right, because we're
21.
Yes, we.
No, so we're making this like
we're
two
short,
parts, bro. Relax.
We're making it short.
Relax,
21 is a free man. He has been.
Yo, you know what's cutting in half? You know what that is? Cutting in half.
Okay, can we?
Are you gonna do it personally?
You want me to?
I'm asking, are you gonna do it? Yes or no? I don't like questions with answer with the questions. Yes or no questions.
Two egos going at each other like two ram goats.
It's okay.
This is Shaq and Kobe before Miami.
Cut it out. Because when I asked him a question, he asked me the question.
Because I've been cutting the episodes from episode 1 to 30 something.
All right, so anyways, shout out to 21. He's a free man.
21. Yeah. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account. In my bank account. In my bank account. In my bank account.
Anyways,
Live from the hood.
Shout out my man 21 Savage.
Now you understand why Jamali's talking about the Black History Month and the ignorance involved in it? This is exactly
What you trying to say?
it right there. This is exactly
I can't show
Put down the
support
drink.
to a fellow black brother as he's been freed from ICE, who
Yo, give him
detained
his tea
him
and
on
crumpets.
23-hour lockdown for 9 days.
He was happy with his tea and crumpets in jail.
what?
Yo,
I
Jason
have no
hates
part-
black people, but it's okay.
Whoa, anyways. It's a good thing that he's free. He could spend some time with his kids,
Get his
and
paperwork in
hopefully
order.
his paperwork gets done properly. And live, man.
21.
It's only 10 years late, but
21.
I think he came out with the right record.
21.
He overstayed his time a lot. You know what I mean?
Yo, he was in the process of renewing it.
A lot.
The only reason they detained him was because he spoke out against them.
because he
No.
was here 10 years longer than he was
that's
supposed to be
not why.
rising. 10 years.
That's not why. Because they could have detained him on year 1 and they didn't.
Not
they detained him?
necessarily.
They could have detained him before
They
that.
detained him because he spoke out against ICE because of shit that they did to people that he knew. And he had a few songs and a few shows that he spoke out against them, and then after his show, they detained him.
Well, he should have known to keep his mouth shut because he wasn't on the
Look,
right
if you're in the process of renewing your visa,
After 10 years.
but you have people that you support
Right,
that have been detained,
right.
you're gonna feel a type of way,
Of
especially
course
if
you
you're
would.
supporting them.
Right, but at the end of the day,
Get your
having
paperwork.
studied immigration, there's
You'd love
laws
to
that
say
we have to agree to.
Do your paperwork. It's simple as
Yeah,
that.
like
No,
Do your
I'm not
paperwork.
arguing that. Do your paper, but like I said, he was in the process of getting it renewed, and the only reason they went after him is because he spoke out against them, and they put him up on fucking egregious.
Do you think they'll go after him?
You
for
Which
his
is why it
paperwork?
didn't hold. Which is why he's free right now. Which is why I've been playing 21
Would
fucking
they go after-
Savage.
Would they go
Hard
after him
as
if
a
he had his paperwork?
motherfucker.
huh?
Would they go after him if he had his paperwork?
Of course they would.
They would have found another
Because you
reason to
gotta
go after him.
understand where ICE came from, right?
No, I'm talking if they had his paperwork, like he was full U.S.
But
citizen at
ICE
the
could
time.
detain anybody.
They
On
literally
some real
can.
shit. Like these guys could act
No, they
above
could
the
Like,
law.
detain someone, but they
They
detain him.
overextend their bounds.
And they have
as
the
much-
right.
All
to
they
do it.
need is someone to say, "Yeah, we have a tip on this," and they get an address and they kick down the fucking door. They detain the person.
Thanks to the
Even
picture
if the
guy.
person is a fucking American citizen,
Right.
they can have all their fucking papers in place. They will detain them, and then until
They
they,
have
see
the right
everything's
to do
wrapped
that.
up, then they'll let them go.
All
That's
right.
what ICE does,
I understand that.
which is what 21 Savage was talking about in his fucking song and his performance when he was like, "Yo, this is an American citizen who they detained because somebody sent a false tip, kicked down his fucking door, and they brought him and detained him."
Well, I guess
But that
but did
still
they give a
doesn't
false tip towards him?
That still doesn't change.
I'm not
that
saying
that
they
still doesn't
did.
change that he should have his paperwork done.
But for 21 Savage, as somebody who, like they said, was in the process of renewing his visa,
After 10
the
years,
only reason they went after him was because he spoke out.
Okay, could I say something though? If your visa expire on the 21st of March, 2019, and you don't do nothing about it before 60 days before here in Canada, and you wait until the 22nd, bro, you illegal.
No, of
You're
course.
liable to be
Oh no,
touched.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not
Right.
arguing that
So-
whatsoever.
No, but you're saying he was in the process.
No,
He
yeah,
shouldn't-
I am.
he
I am
shouldn't
saying
have
that.
You need to
But
make sure that you get
If he's
your
in the process, he's still legal, which is why
No,
they
he's
detained him.
not. No,
He's
you're
illegal.
not. No,
He's
you're
illegal.
not.
He's
That's
illegal.
where you, no, you're
No,
not.
what I just said, if you're in the process of renewing when it's expired,
After it expires, you're not. They could
then
definitely.
why bring that up as an argument?
because he expired
Because
in
you're making it
2006.
seem because he was in the process of applying that he had legal grounds to be there.
No, that's not what I said.
You said he was in the process of applying,
Yeah, that's
so
all I
that's
said.
why they shouldn't have detained him.
They shouldn't have. They should have waited.
Yeah,
No.
so that's exactly.
He was 10 years. It's 10 years overdue. What's wrong with you? It's 10 years overdue.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
This dude was
But I'm just
illegal
glad
for 10
that he's
years.
out and that the only thing he's facing is what, a 10-year ban from the U.S.
It's not gonna hold.
It could hold.
It could hold.
It could hold.
It could, but the amount of money that he makes
has,
for
like what I
people
was
in
saying
the
last
US
week.
is not going to hold.
He'll probably pay.
He's
but
not gonna pay
No,
financially.
he won't even have to pay
Pay
anything.
financially.
Because he owns, like, he has a lot of housing in the U.S. He also has a lot of businesses in the U.S.
And he creates
The
a lot
amount
of
of
jobs.
money he makes for the U.S.
And he creates jobs
They're
within
not
his
gonna throw him.
community.
All right, but
Like,
IRS will just take that back.
What?
IRS will take it.
How?
No,
on
they
what
won't.
ground?
They won't.
They will take it.
He pays
what
his taxes.
Huh?
On what
He
ground?
pays his taxes.
Huh? That means so he has paperwork then.
No, he has a legal LLC that he could handle these businesses through.
Exactly.
But not in the States.
Yes.
In the
A
States.
legal liability corporation.
But he's not allowed to operate in the States because he's not a citizen.
But it's a legal liability. It's a corporation that could stand on its own.
He
Yeah.
can stand on his own, but
He could operate it.
if he's in the States, illegal?
Illegal?
I don't think so.
Bro, I'm just saying he could be CEO of it.
Point
and sit
is, because of everything that he has
Done
in the
in a
U.S.
positive
that is
way.
contributing to the economy of the
there in
U.S.,
a positive way.
they're not.
I don't think they're
He's
going to
not
do him
going.
anything.
I think he's going to jail.
And you think
He's not.
he's going to where?
He's
I
not.
think he's going to jail.
If he
He's
was going
deported.
to jail,
Go-
ICE would have never let
Or
him
he's
go.
Going to jail
deported.
for what?
No.
What did he
Deported.
do?
If he was going
gonna
to
get
jail,
deported.
ICE would have never let him go.
He's going to get deported.
But
No,
they-
he's not. ICE would not have let him go.
No, but his application could be rejected.
It could be, yeah.
And then he could
if
be
at
removed.
that point,
Yes, he'll be removed.
then he would be removed.
So it still could happen. But at
But
the
if
end of the
they
day,
were like, "Yo, you're going to jail," they would have never let him go.
but he can't go to jail. He didn't commit if he didn't go to jail for his gun crimes and all the other things, why would he go to jail for that?
Found not guilty
Anyways, he didn't commit a crime.
because
So-
he actually doesn't have a felony.
No, but I'm just saying, him being here illegal is not a crazy crime that you need to arrest him and house him a criminal.
No,
You know what I mean? So like he's
Yeah.
not gonna go to jail on those bases. He's gonna be detained by ICE, which they already released him.
All
And
I'm
I'm
trying to
happy
say
for him.
is, 21, love you, bro. The best.
Well, get your paper together.
Next up, Cardi motherfucking B.
Okay.
Now, little bitch, you can't fuck with me if you want.
Cardi
to.
won a Grammy.
These
There you go.
expensive. These
Yeah, I
is
know.
red,
That's it.
but these is bloody.
Cardi won a Grammy,
Congratulations.
that's it.
Yo,
Congratulations.
best rap album of the year, man. Shout out to her.
I know.
nice.
You know who also had one best rap album of the year and disappear right after that? Macklemore. Let's hope she doesn't disappear.
I mean,
Hey, man.
good for him. Whatever.
Nikki ain't happy right now. I know.
Nikki got.
Yo, Nikki's okay. Don't worry about Nikki.
I just think this whole thing.
Don't
is
worry
just
about Nikki.
crazy.
She's okay. But yo, shout out to Cardi, man. What a come up.
No, she worked hard, and
What
I
a
mean,
fucking come up.
from seeing her on Love and Hip Hop, and then seeing her
You
on
were
social
popping that
media.
pussy in Sue's. And now you out here a year later,
and then
maybe
you
a
talk
bit
about
more.
these, like women, you talking about popping pussy at Sue's Rendezvous.
Yo, facts are
God.
facts, yo. We respect the
She
goddess.
was an exotic dancer. You could say that
We
politely.
respect the goddess that was stripping in
She's not a
Sue's.
goddess.
Yo,
First of
props
all.
to Drake on that speech, though.
Yo,
Real
don't be
talk.
hating. Don't be hating on.
This dude's in
Cardi,
love with a
man.
stripper, dog. This dude playing T-Pain all the time.
Who?
Yo, you dissing T-Pain right now?
I don't know where he
We
is.
can
I
have a
can't
conversation
diss him.
about that. You
I
diss
can't diss
T-Pain.
T-Pain. I don't know where he is.
I'll
T-Pain-
shut down this shit
T-Pain's
right now if you
crazy,
diss T-Pain.
bro. People don't.
Don't you
respect
ever talk
T-Pain.
about T-Pain?
Why not?
Unless it's
Why not?
respectful.
What? T-Pain is responsible for
Yo,
so many.
don't you
people's
ever
career.
fix their mouth and disrespect
Yeah,
T-Pain.
and that's true.
Okay.
People don't respect him. That's true.
Yo, our early 2000s, you better thank T-Pain.
Let me buy you a drink.
You
That
better
was-
thank
Teddy
T-Pain.
that was the
Teddy
that was-
Pinda. Teddy Pinda.
Let's go.
That was Dawson and that was the Dawson answer.
Let me buy. Woo!
Teddy
I'm
Pinda.
in love with this strip.
I'm sprung. What?
Woo!
You
Let's
can't.
talk about
You
it.
can't.
Let's
Sorry.
talk
He's gone,
about it.
I don't know where he is.
And then he just came out with Florida Boy with him and Rick Ross and
Yo,
the best
Jamali,
Kodak
let's talk
Black
about
verse
it though.
ever.
Let's talk
the
about it
best
though.
Kodak verse
Jason,
ever.
where you at?
The best Kodak verse ever.
How dare you?
You need to
How
listen to
dare
that
you
record.
disrespect the great T-Pain?
Okay.
And he has his own
What?
show. Doesn't he have his own show where he goes around?
Yo, Jason's
dealing
out of his
with,
fucking mind, bro.
I seen a show where he's online. Well, I think it's online. It's on YouTube. But he does everything to do it like weed. Like these guys have like a weed wine business.
No, I think he had an appearance on it. It's,
No, he actually has
on Vice,
episodes.
no?
It was Vice, yeah.
Yeah. There's a show on Vice where they do like weed, everything, like
And
food and all
he's
that
been
shit.
on all of them.
He's been on a few, not all.
All right. Well,
Not
a
all.
lot. I've
He's
seen
been
a lot
on
of
a lot of episodes, but not, like him, 2 Chainz, Fucking Lil Wayne's been on a couple. Fucking
But
Action
don't
Bronson.
disrespect T-Pain, bro.
I honestly thought you were gonna say something.
Watch
about
your
bum
mouth.
fights.
What?
I thought you were honestly gonna say something about bum fights.
Watch your mouth. Talking about
Bum
T-Pain,
fights.
bro.
T-Pain.
Come on, bro. Don't disrespect T-Pain.
Future took all that shit away.
Where's Future now?
Future's still making
Future took nothing from T-Pain. What are you talking about?
Future took that.
Nothing, no.
Auto-tune style.
Future's in his own lane.
What lane is
Future's
that?
in his own lane, man. That coding crazy. Yo, chill.
Until Designer ready to jack that shit.
Designer can't jack shit. Where's Designer, Frank?
I don't
Where's
know.
T-Pain?
Yo, T-Pain has a new album coming out. What are you talking about?
They all have a new album coming
No.
out.
T-Pain put out
Oh,
an album in 2017 and has another one coming out this year. What are you talking about?
Okay.
You want to talk about T-Pain?
The mixtapes.
No, you want to talk about T-Pain?
All
Let's
seven-
talk about T-Pain.
All 7 songs from the album. Let's listen to
Yo, his last album had 18 songs. What are you talking about?
But you know,
Wait,
T-Pain
no, what do
writes
you-
a lot of
No,
records for a lot of people.
don't even save him. What are you talking about? Oblivion.
Everyone's that listens to this.
Oblivion. You want to know the name?
They don't even
Oblivion.
know.
What are you talking about?
Everyone listening to this don't even know where T-Pain is in. I'm talking for the mainstream.
You're out of your fucking mind.
I'm talking for the
Out
mainstream.
of your fucking mind.
It's all these people like you listen to, Lil Pump, all these mumble rappers.
Go back to Dipset and shut your mouth.
All right, Dipset, just one of them sold more than all the mumble
Mr.
rappers.
2001 over here, fuck. Shut up.
Get your paper straight, just like what's his face.
T-Pain can put
21
on an album. We're your Dipset boys in 2019, my
They on
friend.
tour, actually.
On tour?
Yeah.
Where's the album? I'm
It's
waiting
coming.
for it.
It's coming.
I'm waiting.
Hey.
It's been coming since 2016,
Hey,
by the way.
Wasted Talent was a dope-ass record.
Yo, it was.
A
It
dope-ass
really was.
body of work.
Jim Jones,
Shout out
thank
to
you.
Jimmy.
Thank you.
And I've heard
Where's
some,
the Diplomats?
but I think it's coming. I heard some of Joel's records. Boy, he's about to go crazy before he go to
Did he
jail.
have the dentures in?
Don't be disrespectful.
When's he
bro.
going to jail?
Yo, all I'm saying is T-Pain's got
No, I'm with you. T-Pain's don't. But
T-Pain's been putting shit out. Don't disrespect T-Pain, man.
anyways,
Everything he gave to us.
okay, but this is supposed to be about Cardi B
And Grammys. And we
See, that's how no one
fully
cares.
lost
That's
track.
how no one cares.
No one cares.
Because you
cares.
opened your mouth about T-Pain,
one
and I had to
If my
put you in
opinion
your
about
place.
T-Pain
But why is
outweighs
T-Pain
Cardi
even
B,
coming
Cardi
up?
B's going to disappear like Macklemore, just like in this conversation.
Just-
Oh, yeah, she is gonna
Who's
disappear.
Macklemore?
There you go.
That's what you're gonna ask yourself in 2021.
Yo, Cardi B is here.
you remember
to
that
stay.
girl?
Cardi who? Cardi
remember
who?
that girl?
Cardi
You've
who?
been saying this for 3 years now.
No, I haven't.
Long enough.
No, I haven't.
Long enough.
Cardi who?
I've
Cardi
been
what?
propping up Cardi B. I like her. She's funny. She's real. I've never said nothing negative other than the fact that I don't think she should have been fighted in a public fear like her and Nicki did. I think that's distasteful.
Well, that's
And I
on
stand
both of them.
behind
That's
her.
on both of them.
Yeah, I stand behind that. But her as a person, I've never once talked her down. I appreciate her hustle. So you could go back and listen to the tape. Could you give me that look like
No, because you know what?
what?
It's the conversation we didn't have on the mic.
What conversation is that?
We were like, she's just one of them ignorant niggers.
now you see you talking out of pocket again.
There you go.
Yo,
You can't be
that's
doing
He wants to be a chatty patty.
Yo.
You guys are so sensitive.
Because that conversation
You putting him on Front Street, bro. You put him
That
on Front Street.
conversation never
I
happened. I said she acted like one.
Keep
And
the
if-
same energy, my friend.
But bro, okay, let me ask you a question. When I mentioned that, wasn't that around the same? The conversation was tailored around the fight at Fashion Week or whatever it was, or the Met Gala, whatever it was. I was saying that's niggerish behavior, and I would say it again.
You've been saying a lot of things she does is niggerish behavior.
That is niggerish behavior.
Whether it's Instagram videos.
No, I think Cardi's funny. I never said that. Now you're putting shit in my mouth. Pause.
I'm glad you find her funny.
But
Please pause that. Oh my God.
I'm pausing that shit because ain't no nigga putting shit in my mouth. Pause. Fuck out of here.
Oh, by the way, jar. I gotta put $5 in the jar. I acknowledge what I did wrong.
And put no money, no.
Anyways.
Yeah, because you ain't one of us.
Oh, now you're going at his blackness? Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
Anyways,
You can say what he wants.
but who saw Push's face when
Yep.
Drake won?
Yo.
No, it wasn't when Drake won. The meme. They put the meme up. It wasn't when Drake won.
You
It was
sure?
when it was during the Dolly Parton. I watched the Grammys.
Hey,
I watched the Grammys.
Pusha did a good song, but Drake did a best album.
Yeah, but they cut off Drake quick. They didn't want to listen
Yo,
to what he had to
I
say.
hate that they cut him out quick, man.
Just
I
Drake-
really hated that.
Drake
Long
talked too
pause
much.
my foot. Come on.
I really hate that they cut him off quick, bro.
Grammy's claiming he took a little bit of a pause.
My ass. He was like, "Yo, this don't mean nothing. You got the fans coming to the show, and then and that's what happened."
Hey, Pusha did well. He had a good year.
All right.
Good moment.
Pusha's been doing well since. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it because he created that.
I know he did.
He's been good for a long fucking time.
No, I'm not about his rap career.
Yo, Rackford, he's one of my favorites, bro.
I know. He might have won the battle, but Drake definitely won the war with that
Yep.
Grammy.
No doubt.
All right. We'll talk about the last thing now with Kaepernick and Reed.
I don't think I did.
No.
No.
We'll leave that for another.
We'll do that next
Did I?
week.
No, I didn't.
No.
We brought that up earlier too. No, Kaepernick.
I didn't see the whole video of that, so
Maybe you should have looked harder.
Kaepernick and Reed.
why should I look? I didn't see the whole video, so I'm not going to comment on
All
something I
right,
didn't see the whole video
so
to.
we could talk about Copper.
You want to talk about look hard? I didn't even write it down on the list. So why are you going to be like, yo,
Why
you should have looked hard?
today, bro?
Because you started it, so let's go about it. I didn't fucking see it. What the fuck is the... I love it.
Stat.
It's so easy to do it to him. That's why I love it.
Pause, bro. I say some random
Yo,
shit
why do you
tonight,
feel
bro.
everything's gay?
Bro, I'm just saying.
What's your problem with
This dude is saying your
homosexuality?
tone. This dude is saying your tone is moisture. That's what he said.
I mean, shit, if you think it's zestfully clean, then okay, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You're the only one who cares about that shit. I don't give a fuck.
Hey,
Jamal is be tickling your feet soon.
bro.
Relax.
I'm playing.
Relax.
I'm playing.
Relax.
No, we're not serious though. Let's end it up with Kaepernick and Edward.
Congrats to Cap and
Secure
Eric.
the bag.
They got their money.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that
it's
shows
guaranteed.
accountability from the big market. They
Well, I
clearly know
think-
they did something wrong.
I'm just gonna get my piece really quick, then you guys say your shit because I gotta piss again. I got another drink over here. I gotta open up. Like I looked at it as I know the NFL had their pseudo journalists and writers put out there like this was like a draw. It's not a fucking draw. This was a situation where back in August, the arbitrator said straight up when the NFL wanted to essentially buy out this whole situation and just shut it down, they were like, no, Kaepernick has a fucking case here, and we're gonna literally call every single owner one by one, have them talk, answer our questions, show us their emails, their text messages, everything, so that we can get an understanding of what's going on here.
Right.
When that happened, and you remember throughout the summer, we were seeing them going into depositions,
Right.
they were doing all the shit, and essentially every single one had the same mindset of, we just want to get this over with so we can start our season of the NFL and
Right.
just move on, you know? So the fact that since August, when we knew all this shit was going down to this point now, what Kaepernick had and what Eric Reed had was enough to fuck up the NFL. Whatever they got through emails, text messages, phone calls, all that shit was enough for the NFL through discovery to get fucked. So the NFL went out of their way to make sure that whatever demands Kaepernick and Eric Reed had, as far as them taking a bigger stance in social communication, social situation where they're going to be donating money and putting back into the communities, those things were met. On top of that, they definitely got a payout. More so Kaepernick than Eric Reed, because Eric Reed is currently on the Panthers,
Right.
the Carolina Panthers. Kaepernick, not on the team, most definitely will not be on the team at this point.
Probably won't be
But
back
whatever
in the league.
his payout is for the last 2 years that he hasn't been in the league, and then some. Because I guarantee you, whatever it was that Kaepernick was going to make from getting back pay from not being on the team, so essentially would have been whatever was the lowest possible contract of a starting quarterback times 3. Let's throw that number out there.
21.
Something like that. And then on top of that, whatever the courts felt were deemed because they realized there actually was collusion to keep him out the league.
Damages.
Well,
So
let's just
exactly.
let's
Damages.
just say it's speculation right now because no
No, of
official
course,
detail.
it's
has come
all
out.
And they would
complete
never
speculation.
release that number
It's
anyway.
all
Exactly.
complete speculation. But whatever it is, I just feel like this upcoming season of the NFL, do not be surprised if the things that Kaepernick was speaking about socially, was speaking about as far as we need to take more attention to, and Eric Reed as well, you're going to be seeing in commercials. You're going to be seeing as like NFL players are doing this, that, and the third because of this lawsuit, which is undisclosed. We don't know how much either one of them got paid. We don't know what was disclosed in the settlement. All we know is there was a settlement that both parties were happy with, and they walked away feeling like content. And I say this especially because when Eric Reed came back to the league, one of the first things he did when the media was in his face was say, Malcolm Jenkins sold us out.
Yeah, I heard that.
He took a paycheck from the NFL to shut up the players, when in reality, the players were not happy with what the NFL was trying to settle with.
Yeah.
So the fact that Eric Reed was a part of this settlement with Kaepernick lets me, at least in the interim, lets me feel like demands were met.
And Malcolm Jackson really did not have the players
Yeah.
back.
Right. I'm going to go take a piss. Discuss.
No, we're not going to discuss.
Well, we're not going
super
to discuss.
long.
I need to blow my nose.
We're not much talked about it, so let's end it real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently that's my final thoughts.
No, but my whole thing on it, I feel like it's good that they secure their bag. I still think it's an opportunity that they had that they probably should have continued, is to expose it. Blow the whole lid off that shit. I think settling for an undisclosed amount of money and some promises, I think is stopping short of the best outcome. I obviously I know these guys are gonna do good with the money. I'm sure they're gonna try. He's been doing.
Well,
good money.
Kaepernick has for the last 3 years has been holding true in the stance of whatever I make from the NFL, I'm putting back towards the community.
Right. No, I agree 110%.
Like he's been holding true on that promise.
But I feel like what they needed to do is they had the opportunity, and they should have seized on that opportunity to blow it up as much as possible to expose all the wrongdoings,
All skeletons.
everything. Yeah.
Andre.
And
Yeah,
I
what are your
think they
thoughts?
got.
Wait, hold
Oh, go
on.
ahead,
No,
sorry.
this is good. Like, let's keep it up because and I agree because like at first when I heard like a settlement happen, I was a bit like it felt I was a bit cheated.
Right.
You were taken aback. Like you
But
expect
at
them
the
to fight
same
it till the
time,
end.
like I had to like, for lack of a better word, check my own bias because I looked at it as there's no way after all this time and I mean like the whole process of going to trial and doing these things and like having an investigation and everything, it's very trying on both parties.
No, absolutely.
Very trying. And I looked at it as there's absolutely no way after all this time they would be okay with a settlement unless they felt the original reason they got into this in the first place was being met.
Well, I'd hope so.
Exactly.
And you're looking at it from a perspective of you have one person who is still in the league, is getting paid by the league, and he has been held fast in his stance of there's still things that need to be done.
Right.
Then you have the guy who's not in the league, who wants to be in the league, but the only reason he would accept this is if the demands that he originally stated were being met.
Right.
So you have two people who have, regardless of outside forces, have been very steadfast in this is what we want.
Well, I hope.
Outside of Kaepernick being able to play again, and look, we don't even know if the settlement at one point said, let this season pass and next season you can come back. He's 31 years old. Maybe he was like, I don't need to play again. I'm 31.
Yeah, we don't know.
Maybe he's
We don't
still
know
young
that.
and he's still
Like
better than half of the
there's
QBs
so
out
many
there.
unknowns that all we can do is speculate.
He could come play for the Giants.
Odell,
What happened to your
take
boy?
one.
What happened
There's
to
so many
Eli.
unknowns that all we can do is
Bye,
speculate.
Eli.
what happened to Eli?
But essentially, I look at it as I don't see these two figures based on everything they've done in the last 2 to 3 years accepting anything from the NFL unless
They got their
it
demand.
really benefited if not themselves, the both parties.
Well, I hope.
And I feel like
I'm just
the
hoping.
benefit for the NFL was
Closure to the
nothing
situation.
gets disclosed.
Which
Exposed.
Which is the problem.
It is a problem.
Which is a problem.
I feel it's a problem too, but if them not exposing anything means like the NFL takes a bit more of a stance on police reform, they help out a lot more than they already do in communities of disenfranchised people, and they look into the disbalance as far as making sure housing and things like that for black communities.
Ownership of teams.
Exactly.
Like that
if
should
these
be another
are things
thing.
that were put in because we don't know, but if these are things that we heard both Kaepernick and Eric Reed speak about vocally, if these were in there, and we see over like let's say
Next 5-10 years.
5-10 years is more realistic, but let's say next season, at the very least, there's advertisements
Okay.
that go in that direction. I feel like that is enough for us to at least see what they wanted is being enacted.
Well, do you think like what happened in Super Bowl, the most recent one? I think I looked at the whole demographic. They went to Atlanta. Atlanta is a very black, environment.
Black community. Yeah.
Black community. This was probably one of the worst Super Bowl I've ever watched.
Yeah, it was just a low scoring, very defensive
Low
game.
scoring.
I like defensive games though, so I'm on.
Was
like,
it
the
really
other...
a defensive game?
It was. It really was.
When the
Okay.
Broncos beat the Panthers, it wasn't. If I wasn't a Broncos fan, that would have been a boring game.
Personally, like as a guy who played defense, I love defensive games because I like to see teams shut down each other. I love that.
Fair enough. But like their halftime show was the worst.
Oh, it was horrible.
The worst set of
Oh my God.
commercials
Adam
ever.
Levine, put your shirt back on. Fuck.
The worst set of commercials we've ever seen.
Yeah, I didn't even watch commercials.
But that's my point. I think
I was too high.
they
to care.
realize how much they're losing, the traction they're losing,
Yeah.
and they needed to like, okay, the Super Bowl normally ends
Get some positive
this
PR
season.
after the Super
Now
Bowl.
let this be the ending part of our season, and let's end on this. And I think
It's essentially it's a positive for them,
Right.
Because the loss of it isn't being exposed.
right,
So like, which is why a lot of like these journalists who are geared for the NFL have been like, this is a draw. This is good for both Kaepernick and the NFL. None of them have outright said this is good for the NFL. They said this is good for both Kaepernick and the NFL.
well,
And they said it's a draw. They haven't said anyone won. Everyone that's on the NFL side as journalists have all said it's a draw. It's good for both.
that's some false narrative. But
Yeah,
anyways.
the PR.
It is.
PR is
That's a
how to spin.
perfect example of false narrative.
Yeah, some PR. You have to spin
All
something.
right, should we close this up?
I
Yeah,
did have
so-
something to say.
No,
go ahead.
basically, yeah. Like, as much as like the NFL, a big corporation,
so
wants to feel that
Oh, boy.
they're the big bad corporation that always gets what they want. The fact that you settle with someone
Means
someone
you
that's a
didn't get
small,
what you
a
want,
smaller
man.
entity, which means you're conceding that you did something wrong,
Yeah.
and it's a win for both sides.
Exactly.
So I'm happy they got.
I don't necessarily think it's a win for both sides. I think
It's a
more-
compromise. It's a
Oh, it's a
compromise.
win for
Compromise?
Kaepernick.
Because
It's a
someone,
win
if
for
both sides
Kaepernick.
get
Let's be
something,
honest here.
okay, maybe it's not a
It's a
win
win
for both
for
sides. It's a
Kaepernick.
compromise.
But what I want to see from that compromise is like, all right, I want to see stuff happen.
But like
Now.
no, like
I wanna
I
see it
said,
happen
you
now.
got to walk
No,
before
but-
you run,
but
Jason. You
see,
can't.
that-
Everything can happen
that
tomorrow.
is going to piss you off.
That's why in
Don't
5 to 10
expect
years.
anything
I
to
don't
happen.
expect it. I don't
Now,
expect
it's
it to
not
happen
gonna
now,
happen
but
right
it should
now.
happen
It
now.
won't.
If you're
Fuck it.
compromising for only what is reported $80 million when these owners are worth
No,
billions,
it wasn't. That was a speculation.
That's a speculation. I'm saying that's
Because-
the speculation.
Anything like whether it's monetary or outside social, whatever, nothing has been disclosed as far as what the agreement
And I think
is.
it should be disclosed because this became a social issue.
No,
And the-
I agree. It
and
should
the whole community, a bunch of social activists went behind this. And I think it's unfair if the NFL was to have sort of a gag order, like, hey, do not disclose of what this is. I think if they agree to that, I'll be pissed. Period. Point blank.
All right. Well, guys, this has been a roller coaster. Love it. I love it so much. I love all these guys in this room right now. We do what we have to
Pause.
do. We got. What do you mean pause?
I'm just saying, you've been doing a lot of questionable things today.
Jamal, I can't love you?
Nah, bro.
Oh,
Why not,
Matt.
bro? Why can't I love you, man?
This dude can't even look into your eyes, dog. Don't
Like,
ask me that question.
What the fuck? That's so weird, man. Like, I can't love you, man. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Jamali's in his phone talking to one of his whores like you keep claiming.
Whoa.
That's what you keep claiming.
Wait, his whores.
I don't have none of that. I speak to women. I respect women. I have love for women.
Andre,
Yo.
no, because I see something on your shirt. What is that on your shirt?
Oh,
Yeah,
my boy's
mention that.
charity, A Mother's
know
Love. My boy, he's been working hard. Him and his crew, they've been reaching out to the homeless, to doing a lot of websites. They've been doing a lot of GoFundMe pages and donating to a lot of charities. So I just want to give a shout out to his charity. His name is Fortunato Capola, at Fortunato Capola, and at A Mother's Love Foundation.
Nice.
They're doing good things, and they're always looking to help, whether it's fundraisers, food drives. So I'll be on the lookout for that.
Yeah,
That's
they're
good, man.
honestly like legit. They weekly, every weekend that comes around, they're on the road. They're meeting up with families that are in need. They're doing what they have to do. Like, we both work with the guy. Like, he's a very good dude, and
That's
he
dope.
just
He's basically just a colleague of
Yeah.
mine, and I just
He-
believe in what he's doing, and I
Exactly.
just started supporting it. I
It's
wanted
like,
to wear his memorabilia,
essentially,
sweaters, hats, whatever it was.
yeah, like he just basically looked at the situation that happened with his mother and was like, he didn't want that to happen to anybody else. And
That's
he's
dope.
been paying it forward ever since,
Yeah,
and
it's very
going
inspiring.
out of his way. Like, he works hard, and then when he's not working hard, he's giving it back to the people in the community all over Montreal. So check out A Mother's Love Foundation. You can Google it and get
Instagram.
involved. You can donate to any of the like charities that he
causes.
has set up and the cause that he has set up.
It's a very good cause.
Yeah,
now,
give
man.
it, pay it forward, people. Like A Mother's Love Foundation. Do that.
So Andre, where
Yeah.
can they find you, or what can they reach out to you? Unless you don't want people to reach out to you.
They could reach out to me on Instagram at my Instagram is DreDay, or as well, you could also find on Instagram his foundation. It's at A Mother's Love Foundation, and yeah, all of pictures, information, upcoming events, upcoming.
And you can donate directly to this page.
Yeah,
You
he has
basically,
links. He always
you
sets
have
up
links, and there's also he does vlogs that he does on his Instagram that updates what progress, what projects they're working on
Nice.
going forward.
That's
yeah.
nice. Cause out.
Yeah, at A Mother's Love Foundation.
Well, you guys got any final thoughts before we close this out?
Nope. Love is love. Stay positive.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Don't Be Mad Podcast. You know where you can reach us: Instagram, Twitter at Don't Be Mad Podcast, Facebook, all that shit. You know where we are. Right? Who gives a shit? We're the Don't Be Mad Podcast. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Peace out.
Later.